But I'm just saying those two. I was very confused by those two. I think your mic's off.
Yeah.
But I like you in the car still.
No, my mic's on. It was picking up.
Oh, okay.
Noise, so.
I like you just like chewing gum, and your character was like.
Yep. Yeah. Let me change the delay sensitivity.
The context too is that you are in your garage because it's not the drivey one. You're just like, I'm just sitting in the garage. It's like, that's not a good sign, buddy. Balance, be okay.
Man,
it's worse if I'm like this. Like,
maybe he's in his
No.
maybe he's in his car, which is parked inside the submarine. You ever think about that?
Yeah.
Come on, Ken, get adventurous.
Yeah. Welcome back to the pod. We were just running some B-roll talking about Tron coming up, and like how but so to Kareem's point, yes, that is Morbius in the Tron promo trailer. Yeah. And I'm like, how is he still getting like why is he getting roles? I mean, I know this is recorded like filmed
because his music career
years
sucks.
back or whatever.
Yeah.
But also like Dakota Dakota Johnson's also still getting roles, and I'm like, I can't think to a role that I'm like, yes, quality movie.
See, but Dakota Johnson's getting like Netflix roles. That's different.
Do you think if we all just stream 30 Seconds to Mars songs in the background and not listen to him, but they're streaming, like he'll think his music career's taken off, and we can Morbin time him a second time with the band?
I think so.
I mean, that'd be amazing.
I'm hoping he has the same manager. Like, guess what? I didn't get full for the film stuff. But there are people listening to your songs, so let's get back on the road. Let's put all our money and effort into this. This can't go wrong. What do you mean the band members hate you? Get them on the phone.
Materialist. That's the new one that she's got coming out. Materialist, which I'm just like, what is
that about? Is that Netflix stuff?
No, it's with Pedro Pascal and.
God damn, he'll work for anything, won't he?
He's charming though. Damn it!
It's like hey, Pedro, we got some magic beans. You want to be in this next movie? Sure.
Hey, man, like if the money's there, the money, paycheck's a paycheck. Like I'm not here for
cash out when you can.
Moral win.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially he's got social anxiety. Like he's got to get that money and get out.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hey, just say it. It seems like, come on, Pedro. It's Dakota Johnson. You can be like, I'll pass on that one.
Yeah, but I mean, so is Chris Evans. Like, the paycheck's there. The paycheck's there.
Hey, Chris Evans. Hold on. Chris Evans is stuck as Captain America. Okay, there's no getting out of this. He's gotten Disney pilled. At least Pedro can do different things. Chris Evans he's been pigeonholed, and again, not a bad hole to be in.
No,
still pigeonholed.
No, I want him to be more bad guys in mystery movies.
Oh, did we already talk about the Gray Man? Because the bad guy in the Gray Man, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Well, hold on. When they do the town too.
Did you not watch it?
No, I was thinking Knives Out.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Spoiler alert for Knives Out.
He also technically wasn't the bad guy in that either, though. He's just an asshole.
Yes, he was. He was the bad guy.
I mean, spoilers for confirming, but yeah. He was the antagonist within that film.
Fair enough. You're right.
All right.
Kareem really sympathized with his plight. You were like, yeah,
I did.
He's like, well, I
got passed over. I'm smart.
Good old Fredo Ransom.
Hey, I mean, but here's the other side of it. Like, he's also getting paid for Red One somehow. So I'm like, what's the like? Is like still? And
he doesn't take the blame for Red One because that falls on the shoulders of the People's Champion.
That's
Is it though? Because I mean, isn't J.K. Simmons in that too?
Yeah, and all anybody talks about is The Rock did it.
Yep. The one and only.
You know what they're missing? Gal Gadot. That's what they needed. Spice it up.
They could have had it too. They make a joke about Wonder Woman. Like that's there.
Oh, do they in that movie?
Yeah.
You watched it?
Yeah, because why not? It's free on Prime.
Actually. Yeah.
Hold on a second. You still got Venom movies to watch, and you're watching Red One.
Ooh.
Hey, you've like going through down the Purge timeline of finishing like, oh well, what about the TV series? I need to get that in there too. So it's like,
hey, I all make watch bad choices and other stuff. You're choosing other things over this stuff.
I'm choosing something
other comic book related things over Red One.
I'm choosing to watch something that I can watch with my wife. That's the kind of my safe caveat there.
Wait, she wanted to see it? You're blaming Ebony for this? This is on film.
Yeah,
you're blaming Ebony for
absolutely.
Wait till she hears this.
She is under the sleigh. There you go.
Jay, much like Chris Evans, you are skating under the fact that you saw it because Ken is the Rock in this scenario, and so he's taking all the heat.
Did the bus even blow its horn before it hit her?
Listen, I enjoy watching bad Christmas movies with my wife, so fair. I'm doing the same thing. Throwing her under that one.
Yeah.
Where's
and you know what? It's because of you two. We're gonna get a red 2.
Yeah, red 2,
red 1 v
red
2.
Red.
Yeah, we're gonna get a sequel, nonetheless. Maybe Jared Leto will be in that one.
Probably. Oh
God! Yeah, he's like he's inheriting Santa Claus's name. Jesus.
It'll be him and Casey Affleck fighting for the mantle of Santa.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
I can't believe Casey Affleck got out of I'm a douchebag prison.
I mean, did he, or did he just his brother said
he went away for a minute at least.
I mean, he's also
he at least had the decency to be like, all right, I'm gonna back out of some stuff and not be on TV for a while.
Yeah, and he was just a dick in private at comic shops.
Oh yeah, fair enough. At least he just wasn't harassing women, at least publicly.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it in the privacy of a comic book shop.
Yeah, I mean, that's just allegedly. Let's say let's cover our bases. Allegedly, he was a jerk with his child in a comic book shop. It was allegedly Golden Apple. Anyways, speaking of Luke Hobbs,
where are we?
Bring it around.
When last we left our heroes,
land this plane, Pat. Land this plane.
Well, I believe when last we left our heroes, we were rocking out. They were choosing cars to go to ice cold Russia. Yes.
I want to backtrack just a little bit, and I mean we'll resurface some of this. But this is a scene prior to this.
the slam stop of the dance. He's like,
I know. He's
what? Well, I guess we're backtracking. All right.
Backtracking.
I want to go back to New York, where we were having the 5-on-1 car cage match thing.
Yeah.
And we were talking about some of the things in this movie. Obviously, were a bit absurd. You're like, hey, you know what? Suspend disbelief for this. But I feel like at this point of the movie, it becomes a cartoon. And I want to say specifically because there was a scene where they're all harpooned into his car to pull him. Everyone decided to pull him in different directions, which I'm like, coordinate, guys. If you all pull in one direction, his car can't. You're all pulling from different ways. You're just fighting against each other.
It's called drawing and quartering. Okay, Kareem, learn some history.
Okay, except the thing that you're pulling also has the same amount of power as you got, so it's everything's being canceled out.
But
more,
yeah,
you're
but
right.
Also, does that power? It's also canceled out. If I'm pulling the car forward and you're pulling the car backward, and then he's pulling backwards, it's not being canceled.
Yeah, I don't know how his car. Yeah, I don't know how his car is pulling anything inward. It's not like his car's a magnet.
Exactly. Yeah, that part doesn't make sense. He's like, oh, I have it in reverse now, so you in the front won't be able to pull me. It's like, yeah, but someone is pulling you from behind, so now the two of you are pushing forward.
Just flying backwards.
Yeah, he's like, oh, we got it. Okay,
but no one ever got behind him. Two people shot to the side, and then I think, what was it? Tyrese was the one in the front or something like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to say, because there's a point where Hobbs, who always has the largest vehicle, they just pair him up by person in size, has some kind of military SUV thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And he what's his name, Dom, has a harpoon door, decides in order to get Hobbs off of him, he literally elbows the door and knocks I don't know what his door is made out of, but elbows the door and the door goes flying off, which then hits Hobbs' car and knocks him back 20 feet into a pole. And I'm like, what just happened here?
Ejectocito, bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, cuz. Sorry, he says cuz. My bad.
I was like, all right, now it's become a cartoon. It was crazy before. It was super comic book-ish. Now it's just an effing cartoon. What we do? Dom can elbow a door. His own door.
I'm looking at the notes for Furious 7. I'm like, nah, bro, that's been a cartoon for 4 movies.
It was a cartoon the moment the bank vaults were let loose in part 5.
Was it a cartoon? Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Got us. Got the dad joke in.
Nothing to be sorry about
that. But then after that scene, we get somehow the suitcase goes flying out of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Dom has to go pick it up and
door off with his massive arms.
Well, I think his car ends up flipping as well, or something like that. And what's her name? Cypher's watching this entire thing from some random cameras or whatever. She's like whispering to him, "Go get the suitcase. Go get the suitcase." He grabs the suitcase and starts running on foot with Jason Statham chasing after him. I'm like, also, in no universe does he outrun Jason Statham anywhere. But he runs. He catches up to him in the alley or whatever. Turns his back and then shoots Jason Statham twice. Right. Mm-hmm. Jason Statham drops to the ground. And as he's like staring at Jason Statham, somehow The Rock comes flying around the corner, sees Jason Statham gets shot, sees the cops coming, and then bolts. He's like, all right, I can't pick up his body. He's done for. I'm going to leave. I'm out of here.
We don't need him anyway.
Letty, though, at least has the balls to be like, you know what? The nuclear fucking football is more important.
The nuclear football. You got to call it
Hobbs.
Nuclear football.
Nuclear football. Hobbs like, fuck it. I can't go back to jail because I broke out the first time. I don't know if I'll be able to do it the second time. But the nuclear football is what's most important. And he's just like, you know what? I'm not even going to bother going after it. I'm going to tuck tail and run the other way. While Letty's like, fuck it. This is the thing we came for. Let's keep going. So she snatches it from Dom and then runs down a different alley. And Dom's like, he shoots the gun in the air and he's like, hey, I'm about to shoot you. And she says, I know you love me. And I was like, ooh, Letty, of all the people, you may be the one he loves the least. I wouldn't go start throwing the L word around when he's got a gun in his hand.
I mean, on paper, like I get it, but yeah.
She's like, she's like, I know you won't shoot me or anything like that. I'm like, ooh, if we just held this scene for like 30 more seconds, I'm like, this could have went either way.
That's true. Yeah.
But then she takes off running, and Tormund catches her. This is what also gets me. Now, I'm not a huge gun guy or not, but you at least know that, hey, when you cock the gun and you pull back the trigger, that's when you're ready to shoot. He comes up to her, has the gun pointed at her. And she's like, she won't let go of the suitcase. And he's like, fine, then I'll just kill you. And then pulls back the hammer. I'm like, she had a gun in her hand that you happened to knock away the first time. But I'm like, you should have came to that situation with the hammer already cocked. Like, if she decided to draw, you weren't ready. I hate when people do that in movies. They're like, oh, now that I'm close, I'm now going to pull the hammer.
He knew she wouldn't shoot him.
Also, it's about
he didn't know that.
He's like, no, it's production value. He's like, no.
Well, you always got to get that click. And like,
that'd have been great. She's like after he knocks the gun away. She's like, I know you won't shoot me because you love me.
Does it work?
I just tried it 30 seconds ago.
Does this work every time? I don't know.
Like, did you just say that down the alley with Dom?
Yeah.
What's not to love?
Yeah.
I mean, full cartoon, right? It's like kawaii.
Yeah. Gonna botch your eyes at him.
I want to point out that a lot of Charlize Theron's time when she was filming this movie is sitting in a dark room mumbling to herself. Like, they paid all that money to have her in the movie. Like, really, I need to sit here and kind of half narrate, but like you're annoyed that you're doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
just like Robert Downey Jr. gets paid how much to be Iron Man, and he's just essentially in a chair in a poorly lit room, just going like, "Oh, Mayday," or "Show me this Friday."
That's
do
true.
this, and like
he's not just
she knows how to get paid.
He's not just going, Hulk, grab the case, Hulk. Like, grab it, do it, Hulk. Grab the case.
Yeah,
come on.
Well, it also, and this is just for in general, and I realize this becomes even more prominent as we get further into the movie. There's no direction for her character. Her character is literally all over the place.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, I don't know what your motivation is. I don't know what your like temperament is. Like, you're just whatever the moment calls for. You kind of sort of creepy, but you're not, and you're kind of robotic, but you're not. And she was very personable when she first met him, and then she becomes a robot like the last third of the movie, and you're like, what just happened?
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, I'm curious what was. I'm curious what
the
was
original.
the original take? Like, was there more that was written? Or I mean, written, and like this feels like a lot of times just like just go do the thing. But like, was there plans before?
It was in the blue rock.
This crayon part. She just didn't get a crayon to fill in whatever she wanted, so she just had to read their crayon scratches.
Yeah. She tried to use a colored pencil, and they were like, "What is this shit?"
Yeah, like this looks far too professional. I have no idea.
This doesn't look like family scribbles.
But yeah, so Tormund has a gun to her head. Vin Diesel shows up, puts a gun to his head, and now they have this kind of standoff. And again, Letty still won't let go of the suitcase. She's the one without a gun, but she has a gun to her head. And she looks over at Dom and like, all right, I guess I should let go. Even though he gave you no reason to like trust him at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But so she lets go of it, and Tormund's like, all right, fine, I'm out of here. And he runs off. He's like, let's go. And I'm like, you saw him not shoot the girl. Like, you can't trust this guy. Why bring him back to the base at this point?
Yeah.
As soon as Dom puts his gun down, shoot him, shoot Letty, and then go home and leave.
Yeah. And you're
Dom
done.
is the only man. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
Now, Dom is the only man that can single-handedly destroy a Russian base and take it over at the same time from random separatists.
Hey, spoiler alert, we haven't gotten there yet, Pat. That's at least 10 more minutes from now.
George Lucas was so excited when he heard separatists in the movie. He jumped out of it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Vindication.
Other people are using it. It means it's right.
Now, how can I charge him for it?
Exactly. Copyright.
God, I hope this ends in a trade war.
Damn.
Oh God! Now you're gonna bring terror to this shit.
You're the only person, Pat. You're the only you and Trump.
George Lucas, he's a soothsayer. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah,
he's ahead of his time.
He really was. Yeah.
Either that, or someone just keeps putting that on in the background of Mar-a-Lago. You know, it's a good idea. Lightsabers. Why haven't we made those yet?
Fish guy.
Get the military on it.
That's the movie, sir. That's the movie.
Same thing.
We'll make one up.
Get the Montellys in here today.
Like, the Montellys. I want to make a trade deal with the Montellys.
You know what the sad part is? He's probably saying, "Where's China?" And they're just like, "Just put that on. Put that on." You don't think he's talking to one Zoom. All right, so we get everyone back at the base, and they're all like sad because they lost, and they're doing like their assessment of like what they have, what they know, what went wrong, and they get to the point where they're like, we lost the nuclear football, and then for whatever reason, because again, Dom was about to beat the shit out of Jason Statham's character less than 18 hours ago. Now he's asking like, "Oh, what happened to Deckard?" And they're like, "Oh, he didn't make it." He proceeds to stand up, walk to the like door, and like bash the door out of anger, and like leave the room. And I'm like, he killed Han. He killed Han. As far as you know, he shot him point blank. And he's a bad dude.
No. He again didn't shoot Han, blew him up.
Yeah,
blew up the car.
No, point blank blew him up.
Point blank blew him up with malice aforethought. I was like, no, not like shooting him would be one thing. He caused his car to flip over, but burned him alive. Like that's and we're all just okay. Well, you know what?
Hold on a second. No, I'm getting confused. Because I remember him shooting Han.
No. He may have shot the tire.
You guys go back and check. No, because Han looks up at him, and he shoots Han and drops the necklace
upside down. The editor will have to throw this in here, but I'm like, we can pull this back. But I'm like,
I'm pretty sure he shoots him
because I thought he lit the car on fire and it exploded, and that's what he did. But
no, the car was already on fire. When it flipped over, it was leaking oil and had a little flame or whatever. But I could have sworn he walks up to him and shoots him. Or at least led to believe that. Anyway,
well,
either way, he kills Han, and he kills a bunch of other guys to try and get to Dom. Prior to this, the fact that The Rock is upset about this is what really gets me.
He also killed all the people in the hospital when he went to go see his brother Deckard.
Exactly.
He blew up the CIA, wherever Hobbs works. Like he blew up that building. He's everyone he killed in the previous movie.
Okay.
Just straight killed. Not like, oh, he maimed all those people. So it's like no. Straight up like the Negotiator movie where you're like, oh, he didn't kill them. He made people think he killed them. Like, no, he killed people for the fun of it to a degree, like just because he could.
Yeah.
As the only actual cartoon on this one, I want to point out that if we are using cartoon logic, right?
Yeah.
It's like anime power of friendship bullshit, right? Like Vegeta is Goku's homie. Vegeta killed a lot of people.
But Goku never cared about people.
I mean,
he only cared about the fight.
Yeah,
true.
Like, if Vegeta said, "I'm a pacifist," Goku would hate him. That's
yeah.
He's like,
he'd be dead to him. Yeah. But yeah, so he puts a hole in the wall because he's upset that his like new buddy is now dead. Again, they bonded over like, I don't know, their military background, I guess, or something like. I don't know what it was that there was like, oh, I can't believe he's dead.
I thought I was gonna get a movie spinoff with this guy. Shit.
That's how angry he seemed.
Yeah.
And to that point, we're gonna get to a scene where he's more angry about his new friend dying than Dom is about his ex-girlfriend, the mother of his child, dying.
That tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. Because we get to that scene. The next scene is now we get to like, as they're doing their assessment, we flash back to Charlize now being weirdly creepy / robotic in her like, oh, you made a bad decision and now you need to learn from that decision. And she's in the room. First, she starts talking to him over loudspeaker, apparently. Like he has no idea where she's at. So he's like, he hears her, but he's like looking around in random areas, even though he's in the room where his wife is at. I don't know what he was looking at in that room because he couldn't see into the room until Charlize showed up with the baby. So I don't know how the lighting works in that box, but she comes from out of the dark, like she emerges through the darkness. And as she's talking, it then shows a light to the wife who's tied up. But he was already in the room looking into the box. I'm like, what were you? And he was like listening to her talk. I'm like, what were you looking into the box for? You couldn't see your wife, you couldn't see your kids, so you were just looking into a blank room, hoping they would show up at some point. So then she shows up and she's like, oh, she's being creepy, like she's about to kill the kid. And he's like, what did you want me to do? And he's like yelling at her and stuff. What do you want me to learn? And she's like, well, you got to learn that when you make choices, they have consequences, blah, blah, blah. And then she has, I'm assuming torment. I don't know who shoots the ex-girlfriend, but someone shoots her a couple times. Also, mind you, yeah, okay. It makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Shoots her. They're in the same room, which means that I would assume the baby should at least be crying and her ears should be blown out. Like both of their ears should be blown out. Because they're in the closed area, and they make it a point later on when Jason Statham's with the baby to put earmuffs on because it's going to be loud. There's going to be gunshots. So that's a thing. Like it isn't like, oh hey, you know what? He's going to rescue the baby, and we'll never acknowledge the fact that the baby has some kind of like
shattered eardrums.
Yeah, exactly. Baby's deaf. Dom.
It was a quiet gun.
Okay, because it makes a sound. But anyway,
no, but that's no.
She gets shot, and Dom just looks down. Again, mind you, The Rock just put a hole in the wall because he thinks Jason Statham's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Dom watched his wife just get shot, or ex-girlfriend, or whatever, get shot. Baby mama, right in front of him. Just looks down.
She had gone
not even a tear
for like 3 movies. He's too manly to cry.
Okay. He is too manly to cry. Yeah, it's not in his contract to cry. He's not allowed to. He's not allowed to emote, which is a very clever tactic on his part because he can't.
But he does. He does it though when he meets his kid though. Remember we talked earlier, or at least that's last time we met, that he had the like fake CGI tears on. The last time, I'm like, you can at least have those tears. Just cut that scene again.
You know how expensive that is.
Just put that scene back in.
CGI tears can't afford that. They got to.
That's what I'm saying. You don't even have to. Just get the steel and put it in that spot. You're like, oh, this is the same. He's crying again.
His eyes crying.
Yeah.
I don't know why you think he's gonna burst into tears over a woman he had a fling with, and then dropped like a bad habit.
I mean, he was with her for like at least a year or so after, like, what was it, between 4 and 5? 5
a year? That's like what, 2-3 crosses? What does he care? That's not a lot of time.
3 crosses.
It's
nothing. The soccer moms get more crosses than that.
Oh my god.
Fair enough. So then we jump back to the team now, kind of, after they've lick the wounds, trying to figure out what it is she's trying to do. So they're like, all right, she has an EMP.
You said that's got the mental image of them all like cats, just literally licking their wounds.
Oh my God.
I mean, they weren't really doing much other than that, to be honest with that. They were really just sitting in a room. And they're like, all right, she has the nuclear codes, and she has an EMP. What is she about to do? We have no idea. And they start kind of piecing stuff together. And then, what's his name? Mr. Nobody shows up. And again, unless he is like a magical being, like isn't actually there, there's no reason why the gravitas of the situation never actually hits him. Like if he's just somebody, like if he's an imaginary character in all their minds, it makes more sense that he's so whimsical with it, like the way he goes about things. Because I'm like, she has a nuclear weapon and an EMP, and he's like, all right, so what do you guys think she might be doing? And he's like cracking jokes left and right. I'm like, this should be rather serious. Why are you so like funny about this?
You know, the day Bison came to your village was the most important day of your life.
See,
for him, it was a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But
it's just another day for Mr.
But do you remember his delivery in that? At least if he was cracking a joke somewhat, but he at least delivered it like, hey, it's still kind of serious that I'm here. This guy is it also seems like he has the answers, but he waits for people to figure it out. I'm like, you don't have time for this. If you fucking know it, sing it.
We can have this.
Exactly.
I mean, they got a long flight to Russia. I'm sure he's already got them going there. It's like, no, we're going to figure it out together. So it won't be a surprise when we get there. Come on, guys.
Everyone sit down. I want to talk about
how
this.
about you get on? How about you tell them while you're on the flight? Don't be. He's like sitting there, like waiting for them to all figure it out in the room, and then you still have to fly to Russia. Tell them on the plane. Be like, hey, I kind of know, but I want you guys to figure it out as well. Let's just hop on the plane, and maybe you guys will figure it out by the time we get there. If you don't, guess what? It's a great surprise. It's still kind of funny, and I'm still kind of whimsical. But don't sit there in fucking New York and be like, oh, we got to get to Russia, and they're already ahead of us with the weapons. And he's talking about, he's like, oh, there's like a secret base there that is part Russian owned, but part separatist or whatever. Like there's some kind of like faction that isn't Russia, but we can't go in because it'll be sort of an international thing, but it's not.
Capture Queen Amidala.
I was gonna say George Lucas just like making this face over there. He's like, separatists.
No, it's the DiCaprio like, hey, let's be separatist. On a side note, because I'm that needlessly pedantic, Shaw is the car that the other antagonist in Tokyo Drift shoots at Han, like when they're face to face, because like they're like face that like there. Shaw's the one is the other car that comes out of nowhere, hits him, and flips him over, and starts it on fire. He drops across and he calls Dominic Toretto. So he doesn't fire a shot at Han at all. He runs into Han and flips over the car and causes the fire, and he leaves.
Okay.
So he doesn't shoot. He's not the one who shoots it at Han.
Okay, gotcha.
Needless pen.
Right. No, I'm glad I don't look so foolish throughout the entire thing. We at least got that cleared up. I swore
all the people who are typing out a comment on YouTube, like, no, it's okay. We got
already
there.
Sinned. Fucking idiots sinned.
Damn.
And now somebody's typing a comment to them. They corrected themselves. So why
fucking idiots sinned.
I learned to listen to the show.
Yeah, just wait 5 minutes. So now they at least figured out that they got to get to Russia because she's going to try and take over the submarine that has the nukes that, you know, they couldn't figure out, like, oh, maybe because she's looking for something. Oh, there's the thing they mentioned. When they get back to the base in New York, little Mr. Nobody was like, oh, they confirmed that those are the like nuclear codes or whatever. I'm like, shouldn't you have confirmed that before you made that big mess in New York? What if they got there and they're like, oh, no, it was just a dog trying to get to his daughter? But
the Russian diplomat already had a minigun on the top of the car, so why not get
what
in
else
there?
Do you need?
I'm just saying, exactly. You confirm it after you've blown up half of New York. You're like, oh, they confirmed it. It is, in fact, what we thought it was in the suitcase. Because otherwise, our bad.
Could have been anything. Could have been Cuban Nos. I don't know. Like, who knows?
Cuban Nos.
I think they would have blown half of New York with Cuban Nos.
Yeah. It's that volatile.
They were on a Cuban mile.
And, yeah. Oh, and then Mr. Little Nobody is like, all right, I found out what the third thing is that, you know, you need to figure out. And he's like, oh, there are no rules. And he ends up breaking the like case or whatever with the crowbar to like get the keys to whatever cars they want. He's like, all right, you guys figure out whatever cars you want to go to Russia, by the way. And the next thing you see, they're like behind a ridge or whatever, but they've driven out in the middle of nowhere. in these fancy fucking cars, and I'm like,
and
none of these are outfitted to get where they're at.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no
the orange one.
There's no special. What's up?
There's a
Lambo.
Lambo.
The orange one. There's the Lambo. There's.
I mean, they're all kind of. Yeah.
Well, 3 of the cars look like at least you could pretend.
They're specialized for like, oh no, we put tire chains on them at least, or
But they didn't though. That's my point.
Yeah, it's just straight up tires.
Yeah, the only one that had actual like tires that were made for that area or environment was Tej's, I think, because he had the like fucking, I don't know, what are those?
It was like a tank, right?
Yeah, tank tires or whatever.
Treads, yeah.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I mean,
how did you all get out there?
The quality of whoever it pictures themselves as Tej, that just speaks to their quality of a person. That's side note, but go on.
The only sort of preparation. At least you could have. You could have at least put the tire, like outfitted the tires to look more like they did nothing. It's like, oh, I don't know how you got out to wherever it was you got out there with those cars and whatever gas you have in order to get out there. Because I'm like, it looks like they either got dropped, like landed in somehow, which again, basically
they did in the last movie. That's the thing,
right.
They did that in the last movie, so they probably didn't want to pay for do it again, like for whatever.
But they had to have driven it to some. Well, because I'm assuming that Russian base could like see. They have an area of coverage of planes that are flying in and out, so they had to drop off somewhere far away to drive in.
Miles away at the beginning of the road to be like, "There's a bunch of weird cars coming up there, guys.
Yeah,
check it out when you get a chance. Peace."
Hey, Travis, don't worry about it. They're gonna be out of gas by the time you get here.
Fair enough. Yeah, one of them won't even make it. It's a Lambo. Yeah. It's an orange Lambo. You can't miss it.
You can't miss it.
It's so crazy. It just
Vladimir might. I know Vladimir. He drinks a lot.
Oh no, just don't shoot that one up. He'll want that one for his private garage. But shoot the rest of them up. And so they get there. They're overlooking the like area. No one's seen them yet. And then they're like talking about like, oh, we don't know how we're gonna get into that. And then Dom's is flying through in his car that also, I guess, is bulletproof, but not. He's got the same sort of tires that Tej. I mean, like everyone else has. Not Tej, but just regular rubber tires on ice.
His car is. I still want to know where he got, because at some point either it was provided by evil lady Cypher. Not Cypher. Is it Cypher?
Yeah, Cypher.
It's Cypher.
Yeah. So it's either provided by Cypher, but then it has that goofy kill switch that he has in it too, or he got his own car and she's letting him procure his own equipment. Like, I don't know. Whatever.
Well, that would mean she'd have to land somewhere though, which apparently that's not what she does. She just floats around in the sky.
Right, and that's what I don't get about like where he's getting his equipment, because like yes. Anyways, carry on.
Don't they just have like a grappling hook that shoots and grabs cars and then like shoves them into the plane?
She's just one of those big games, like the claw games. Got it. Go. RAV4. Do whatever you can with this.
Was that not one? It was that in one of the earlier movies? I feel like it was. Or maybe I'm mixing the movies up. Okay.
It wasn't Scion. What was that thing that he had? That Bow Wow had.
That was Scion. Was it
a Scion?
Was it a Scion?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Hulk. I think
Hulk
so.
One.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna type in Bow Wow. Bow Wow.
No. Why don't you type in? No. Type in Bow Wow Twink. See what shows up then.
Really gonna help his algorithm right there.
Yeah. That was his character's name.
Oh, was it Twink?
Yeah.
Was that his name? Good God.
Yeah. Doesn't age well.
Oh, maybe it wasn't a Scion. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was something else, wasn't it?
It's like a minivan.
It was not a minivan. It was like what was the other? The Soul? Was it the Soul? Like that? I
mean, we do have a drop.
I think it's a Soul, if I'm not mistaken.
It looks like a Toyota. It's dropped in the group chat. One of our chatters dropped a photo of it. And let's see if I can find it on my end.
God, what is that? Really was Twinkie. It's
but they make no reference to Twinkies at all as that being like a character trait. It's just like he's gay. That's what they wanted to say.
It's called a Touran, Touran. I think it's a Volkswagen.
No, that makes sense. The logo looks pretty round.
Yeah, it's a Volkswagen Touran.
There you go, with custom Hulk punches in it.
Yeah,
punching out of it. The Hulk's trapped within.
Yeah, there you go. The Hulk is the driver. Hulk go fast. It looks way cooler hulked out than it does without whoever just dropped that in the chat.
Less exciting.
That's a bad soccer mom van.
No, yeah, it's the worst.
That's what Hobbs drives around in.
How dare you?
Oh my god.
If Vin Diesel has his way, it will be.
Yeah. That's what he has in the next movie.
Yeah.
I didn't choose this. But how
bad that car was.
Dom is flying through, and again, his car is like outfitted with the EMP, and it's like bulletproof now. I don't know.
Now it's been bulletproof the whole time. Every car he has.
Well, no, because I guess the harpoon doesn't count, but the other car kind of got shot up.
And so he runs into this yard.
No, he shoots the EMP, which, by the way,
he drives up under the he has you gotta get right up under it.
He shoots the first one. That's how he gets the gates down.
Oh, okay.
Which again, by the way, this EMP doesn't last very long. I don't know what shitty, because they made it seem like this is like a really impressive, like, oh, this is high tech. We got to keep it under wraps kind of thing. This thing lasts for like 30 seconds, takes things out. I'm like, that's not how an EMP works, right?
Well, yes and no. Depends on the items you're trying to electronically pulse and affect them. But also,
I mean, whatever it was, it's just a wave through the entire building the first time around.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
And they were up and going. Like the helicopter got off the ground somehow. Later, like literally 2 minutes into like him going in there, there's a helicopter that's like chasing him. Like, how'd the helicopter get off the ground?
It wasn't within range of the first blast.
It went through the whole building. It shows you. They literally showed a top view. It
was behind a wall with some netting.
It was turned off. Yeah, and then they turned it on afterwards. Yeah.
I saw Broken Arrow.
In
Broken Arrow, they're just like, no, just turn it off. Nope. I saw Broken Arrow. They just turn things off and it's all fine. And then they go back on.
Oh, did they turn it upside down? Go. Then they started back.
Have you tried turning it off and on?
Yeah.
Have you tried restarting the system?
So you have seen the deleted scenes from Broken Arrow.
Yes. It's just shots of them trying to play an N64 cartridge.
That was back when I'm like, no, Christian Slater should play Leon Kennedy, and Samantha Mathers should play Claire Redfield in the Resident Evil movie that I cast in my head as a 18-year-old, 16-year-old. I don't know, it's pretty young, whatever.
Yeah, you used to have bad judgment then.
Yeah, at the time, it was a good idea in my head.
So he shoots the first EMP, and all the guys come running out. They're like, all right, well, our guns aren't electromagnetically powered, so we're going to shoot at you. So start shooting at him in his bulletproof car, and he's driving around like fast as hell through the entire area, which I'm assuming he had a map of that because he has no GPS in his car. Right. So he just has to kind of memorize.
It would have been taken out by the EMP.
Right. Like so how does he know where he's going exactly? Yeah, like
memory.
His car.
Just memory.
Flavor. Memory.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, the EMP is supposed to take out everything in the building, drops all the gates and everything. And 30 seconds later, there's a helicopter now chasing him. And I'm like, again, I don't know how it starts up. And he has to get underneath the sub and shoot the EMP again because it's like heavily, encased or whatever.
Double EMP.
Insulated.
Yeah.
So it's a video game. He had to follow the route. Like he looked for gas cans.
Yes.
That's how he knew he was going the right way so they would explode. And then he hit the first EMP. It took out 50% of the shielding on the sub. And he had to get closer to hit it again at full power.
And then when
very
he got
much
closer,
like the video game,
it triggered an FMV where he had to hit X and then triangle and then time it just right.
He had to tap it a bunch of times really quickly.
Exactly.
So he gets underneath this thing, which, by the way, it's up on like stilts. Like the thing isn't in the water. It's not even near the water. It's like up on stilts, away from the water. And I had a lot of questions. And I was telling Pat this when we first started this pod. That this is the main set piece, and there's so many things wrong with this thing in general. Like I don't know why the Russians have, or the Separatists, sorry, because they're sort of
Thank
Russian,
you.
Right. Why the Separatists have this nuclear missile or nuclear sub up on stilts?
They were doing some body work to it.
It's in dry dock. That's what dry dock means, right?
They were painting.
This is a submarine, not a ship.
They're writing separatists on the side.
Oh, okay. So they have this thing up.
They're painting some stick ass flames on the side of that thing. Yeah.
So they're under. So he gets underneath this thing with the helicopter shooting at his vehicle, hits EMP, turns everything off. Helicopter goes crashing. Now he has to I guess get out of there. And now that when it restarts in like less than a minute or two, Charlize has gotten out control of it. I'm like, what is this EMP doing?
Let's her
other
hack
than
it.
just annoying people.
Hacks them.
Like it's supposed to like fry, not just be like, oh hey,
it took down the Norton security so that she could get in there.
Hey, no, remember they said that it was insulated, so it had Norton and McAfee. They both got wiped out.
Oh wow, serious military grade,
and it was still full of viruses.
Yeah, you know what they should have used? Surfshark. So if you want Surfshark, go to surfshark.com/tangential and get your free code for Surfshark. We don't have
that's what Cypher is using.
That's what Cypher.
But you know what? The code's probably save 15. I'd try it.
Yeah,
go for it. Code.
Yeah, I'm sure it'd work. Yeah.
Or just like hack your shit all one word.
Yeah. Hack the planet.
There you go. Oh, there we go. Bring it back. Bring it back.
Snake Plissken was right.
That's right.
Snake Plissken, you mean Mr.
I mean, you have Mr. Nobody's right there laughing about it.
Wow. Yeah.
He
just shows up in the next scene with no sleeves on.
I'm still holding out that he's Gabriel Cash from Tango and Cash, because
that means we still gotta have Maga Stone come back in.
Exactly, and that's why he's the villain, because he's like Raymond Tango. It's been all these years. Like, should have known, Cash.
Should have.
Wait for it. The cabal's gonna come together.
So now that Dom's caused all this damage, now they decide, all right, now we're gonna go in.
Yeah.
So now they waited for him to go in. Instead of taking Dom out before he got to the gates, they watched him go in and cause all this havoc, take over the submarine. And they're like, all right, now we got to go in. And their plan was they had two plans. One was to put Tej on the ship to control the missiles themselves. The other one's to have, what is her name? Ramsey. Try and digitally counter hack. There you go.
You know, let's do.
Yeah.
Right.
Because this is a 1997 movie. Because it's the granddaughter from Jurassic Park and she knows Linux.
Yes.
It's a Linux system.
And it's so bad. I hope they bring her back in this next Jurassic Park movie.
It's this closure, and she's got her little avatar chasing after the Charlize Theron, Demi Moore little avatar to stop the file deletion.
And hold on, are those avatars just like Pac-Man faces?
Yes. With their picture over the Pac-Man face.
Yeah.
You didn't say the magic word.
I hate this hacker bullshit.
Hold on.
So we get them now getting onto the ship. What is it? Tej, Mr. Little Nobody, and
Ramsey.
Yeah,
no, Roman. Ramsey's getting Letty's ass kicked because she can't hack quick enough.
Yeah. Right.
At this point, I'm very much curious why Little Nobody is there. Like, we have enough players on this team, and it's just like, well, like
we needed another white guy because Brian's not there.
That's all that is.
Because of this. It's because of this.
Right, exactly. But that's all there is. I'm like, why was he like? We could have left him out and just that
could
really
could we though, Ken?
Like,
could we?
Yes.
Could we?
Yes.
Could we?
Yes.
Ken,
this is like KK Kids Club. It's forced diversity. I'm on board.
How is the one time we left out white men in this country? How's that worked out so far? I'm just saying.
Pat didn't feel seen in this movie.
Yeah, I was when he came on the screen.
I was like, all right, I'm back in it. You almost lost me.
Now I get it.
I understand.
You pull me back in.
Man, that Eastwood kid, he's something special. He wears some expense cream.
Couldn't be Eastwood if at least find me a Schwarzenegger or someone else to throw in there.
Hey, do you like America or not?
Yeah,
sounds like you don't. Schwarzenegger. All right, so we get those three on the ship. We get Ramsey and Letty in the they're in some room.
Control room. You can say control room. It's a general control room.
Hack room.
General control.
Yeah, but why couldn't she hack remotely like Cypher was doing? Why does she have to be on the base?
Gotta be plugged in. Gotta be
like I get Roman, I get Tej and Mr. Nobody because they had to go physically pull out the card or whatever that controls the nukes.
That's on my list too, and I don't know if we're quite there yet. But like when they're in that room, they're just like, find the one. I'm like, just pull every single card out of there.
No, remember they did that, and then all the alarms went off.
What's up?
They did that, and then all the alarms went off. They had to put everything back.
I don't care. Just pull every single card out. Like, you don't need to.
But they didn't want to blow up the thing while they're in it.
That's fair.
Pulling out the cards is not going to make it blow up. Like, that's not how those work. Like, if you're missing that card, it's like,
Again, I'm not defending the movie. I agree with you. Like, they should start. But first, everything was in Russian. Two, they wouldn't pull. One pulled out a card, and one pressed a button or something like that, and all the lights went off. They're like, all right, whatever the fuck we did, let's not do that. So they put the card. They put whatever that card was back in, and Roman undid the button thing because Ted just got locked out. He somehow got locked out of the room. And he's like yelling at them to like look for something. They're like, we don't know what the fuck we're looking for. Then Cypher ends up triggering things. He's like, all right, look for a countdown. Whatever the countdown's at, that's where that thing is going to be at. Because again, none of them can read fucking Russian or whatever. Which seems like I don't know. But I'm like, how about you guys? Shouldn't you prepare for that? If your plan was to go into a Russian submarine to look for something, why was Tej and again, does Tej know Russian? Because he didn't seem to be like, look for these letters or characters in order. What's that?
Sir, that is just being an American tourist, assuming everything will be in English. That's just standard. What do you mean it's not in English? You're in Russia.
Tej knew enough about the whatever this key thing was. He knew the layout of the sub. Like he knows enough about. I don't know why he knows about Russian submarines, but he knows enough about like, hey, this is what you're looking for. But he didn't do enough of it.
Hey, he got locked out. Okay, that's not on him. Like he did enough.
He literally could have just yelled to Roman like, "Look for these characters in a
Roman's
row."
Pretty
right
dumb though, but he doesn't.
He is.
Roman very dumb.
Yeah.
What about Mr. Little Mr. Nobody? Like
it's not like it's his job to know these things.
Right.
Yeah. Little Nobody absolutely should have, and that's on him. Like that's.
But so anyway, so they're all looking for these things, and now to Pat's point, they're doing. I hack, you hack. You hack me, I hack you back. I hack even more. Now I've hacked,
Trace
now you've upset me. Exactly. So she's like locking her in and out. And for all we know, the only the only thing that it accomplished was turning the fan on and off, the propeller on and off the submarine. That was it.
Yeah.
Like that's how we knew, like, oh, one had control because like the propeller would go, and then it would stop. Like, oh, when Ramsey had control, it would stop. And then I'm like, this isn't a helicopter. Like the propeller on a submarine that's on stilts doesn't do shit. It just spins.
That's how you know.
Like it isn't underwater. Yeah. Like it's not going to help it move. So I'm like, her controlling it doesn't do shit.
It's just there for a visual indicator for the lesser in the audience to be like.
And sadly enough, it worked for me the first two times.
Oh, it's off.
The third time I sat there and I saw the propeller stop. I'm like, wait a minute, this submarine's not going anywhere.
And it worked on you twice. So
as I said, but you went a third time. You did too many.
Not going anywhere just now.
Well, this is where I have my biggest issue, because now they pulled the card from the thing and like, all right, we're good to go. And Cypher's now real pissed off. She's like, all right, well, fuck it, we're putting the submarine in the water. And I'm like, how are you doing this? They never they don't show you or explain how the submarine goes from being on stilt.
She hacked the stilts.
Yeah, you just have to
hack the stilts.
She hacked the stilts.
She hacked them.
But what does that mean?
Notes, at some point it says, "Yeah,
she cut them off. They fall down."
Yeah.
The OG hacking. You just not.
In my notes,
figure how you get the submarine. That's go ahead.
At some point in my notes, it says "all bets are off," and I feel like that was a line someone said, and I have no idea what that's from anymore because it's too much time has passed. But I do know that at some point, all bets are off. Like, oh, okay.
I'm trying to think who might have said that.
Roman.
Probably.
No.
Yeah. That feels like a Roman statement.
Mission Impossible, Mission Insanity. Come on.
Yeah.
Maybe. You might be right. Because he hadn't gotten to yelling at this point. Oh, also, again, while this is all simultaneously happening, Michelle Rodriguez can get her ass kicked by this like giant dude or whatever. The first guy that walks in, she punches, or does she punch? She throws him into like the little console thing, and he's gone. He's got like the constitution of like those WWE reps where it's like, oh, you breathe on me and I'm out for the rest of the match.
Yeah.
He took a fall.
But the other guy.
Here's the thing. It's what every Batman guy, every henchman fighting Batman should do is just like, oh, Batman, oh. Is he going yet?
That's what I would do.
Seriously.
Wait, Batman's in the room. Oh, my ankle. Sorry, guys. You get him.
I just remember something downstairs. Oh crap, the door's locked.
He's gonna punch me now. So but yeah, so he's like throwing her through glass, through windows, whatever. She ends up like I think drop kicking him off like the balcony that is overlaying the like whirling propeller, and he falls into.
Mm-hmm.
This is
again turned on. If it was turned off, it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
But since it turned on,
fair enough. Cypher killed him, not Letty.
Yeah.
Gravity and Cypher. The Rock's also having his own unarmed fight, where he is literally just like he takes one leg kicks through two guys and knocks them both out. And I'm like, I get that he's big, but he's doing more damage than the Incredible Hulk did in any of the Avengers movies. And I'm like, how is he doing this with like one punch, one
final boss?
That's the power of contracts. Like that's how like, Hulk has infinite strength. But Hobbs,
but he is a shitty agent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and Mark Ruffalo was clearly not worried about like, oh, make sure that I get more hits than Robert Downey Jr. That wasn't his negotiation tactics. He was like, no, he's going to be the Hulk, right?
with it.
Yeah, exactly.
But so the Rock meets up with Letty after she drop kicks the guy in there.
So I'm sorry, there was just this moment where Rock's reading the script. It says kick through henchman, and then he put like a 2. And then changed the A to an E. Yeah.
You're right. They're like, all right, just go for it. We don't have time to change it.
Whatever, man.
These guys and their goddamn crayon notes.
Yeah. Getting sick of these goddamn crayon notes on the fucking film.
And then Cypher comes in with fucking colored pencils. I'm done.
One used blue, one used yellow. Half of these are green now. I don't even know who's saying anything.
This PA just like having a fit in the hallway.
I can't do it.
I just can't. Children writing on the script.
Why did we only print one copy?
One of them drew a dog. What the fuck does that mean?
Hey, who let the dogs out? Family did.
That'd be a great line. That was easy to figure out. So now that somehow they've figured out how the sub gets into the water, which again, there is no scene that shows it sliding into the water or that it's gonna get it. Just she's like, I'm gonna put the submarine in the water, and we'll worry about the nuclear codes later. I'm just gonna take the sub because it has missiles. And I'm like, again, on land, away from the water. How did it get there?
She
hacked the legs.
Yeah. Stop saying that, because that doesn't make how does the submarine get into the water?
At one point too, I have on my notes. It's like we got the chip because they find the chip so that essentially she can't arm the nukes. But she's like, that's where she's like, well, I'll just go and take it. But in my head, I'm like, she can just get another board and put it in there. So why not just stay on board the ship and disable everything internally? Like, it's like let's get out of here. No, stay on the ship, disable everything, and then get out and save the world. Like it's all there. Just stop. You already got the keys.
Because she was going to put the submarine in the water, and they didn't want to go in the submarine in the water because somehow it was going to go from land to the water.
Now Black Man can't be in the water? Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh, wow.
No, we can't.
Wow. Can't believe you went there.
We can't.
Christmas Island coming out swinging today. Oh man.
Yeah.
we can't. We're not made for water.
Fair enough. As long as you said it, not me. That's where the safe place is.
Yeah. But again,
Black Manta though. What about Black Manta?
Oh, that Uncle Tom. He's making us all look bad. This is why none of his plans ever work. He wasn't meant to be in water.
Find the natural order.
You're an abomination.
Exactly.
All right, sorry.
Stay your ass on dry land with the Black Panther. You'll be just fine.
Wait, is that why Namor and like all of them were like the big villains against Black Panther? Like,
oh, this just turned into a very different pod for Black Panther.
It's all coming together. This fucking Dookie's coming out of the water for us.
Congratulations, guys. You just saved the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh my god. So again, I'm gonna have to leave it alone, but I was hoping maybe one of you guys could have told me like, oh, you missed a scene or you missed like one frame where it showed like, oh, sliding into the water. Anyway, submarine gets in the water.
I thought it did. I thought like there was some like
it doesn't make
part of
even if the stilts lowered the submarine into the water, how did you get the submarine out of the water onto the stilts? Because I feel like that same process would have to have been done in reverse. Like a submarine that big to just slide into the fucking water.
You know what we're gonna say?
You hacked the stilts. Like you don't want us to say it, but that's what it did.
I hate so much.
All right, how about this? Magnets. Feel better? Magnets.
How do they work?
I was gonna say, how did they work? Were there magnets under the water pulling the submarine into it? And did she trigger the magnets even though everything else was fried because
she hacked the magnets?
As long as there are no further questions.
She reversed the polarity.
Yeah. She magnetoed it. What?
It just doesn't make sense. I know that this is your big set piece.
Nothing about this movie makes sense.
It's a cartoon.
Okay, how about this? How about you just have the submarine in the water and Dom just had to be next to it in order to trigger it? You didn't have to put him underneath it and have it on dry land. There's no reason to have a submarine on dry land to start off with.
Someone could be dropped into the propeller. If the propeller was underwater, they couldn't necessarily be dropped into it like that.
Couldn't you just kick him into the water and then he go under the water and get sucked into the propeller?
That's not how propellers work.
They work more than the goddamn magic stilts that you have.
I'm literally rewatching the scene right now, and it's like 1 second there are stilts, and the next second it's water under the stilts. The submarine is disappearing underneath the water.
So
that would make more sense, but that's not the
how
scene.
water stilts
work. What we see is we see a submarine on ice, and there's no water around it. And the next thing you see, it's in the water.
No, because underneath there it's ice, and by the way, water is also ice. It's just in different forms. And so when
did the submarine melt?
Yeah, no, it broke through the ice.
She hacked the ice.
Yeah,
that makes more sense than the magic fucking stilts that Ken keeps talking about.
Wait, okay, so hold on. It makes more sense that she hacked the ice than the stilts.
What do the stilts do for the goddamn ship?
It's
they
ice.
Lift it out of the water. It's in dry dock. They're trying to scrape the barnacles off her hull. That's a really deep reference for Lucy. I Love Lucy fans, but go on.
Oh my god!
I don't get how the submarine goes from being propped up to then underneath the water, just already going. And they're saying, "Oh, it's got to leave the bay." I'm like, it's a fucking submarine.
Yeah, it can go where the fuck it wants.
Just go down and to the left, and you're free. You're home free. There's nothing keeping you anywhere.
No, it's a bay. It's closed off. It has to go through the.
It's a submarine. It's not a ship. Like a ship would make more sense because if you're propped up by like icebergs or whatever on the side of you, because you can't go underwater. It's a submarine. You just go down and to the left, and you're free.
No, there's
any direction you go.
No, because it's inside of a. I'm trying to think of another term, but it's just a bay where it's like the only way in and out is through the
land goes to the sea floor.
There you go. It'll come up and it can't go shallow enough to dive under the gate because the land is right there. I didn't write the movie, man. Okay, I don't have any crayons in this game. I'm just saying.
It's not like you can't put a submarine under the United States.
Yeah, fair. I mean,
not without paying a tariff. Just saying.
There you go.
140%, yo.
Got him.
Yeah.
Bam.
I'm just again trying to figure out why. Because again, also,
in all of these movies, this is the hill.
It's the biggest hill. It is literally the third act, Pat. If you're just gonna let this go, it's like all right, nothing means nothing anywhere.
Nothing means nothing in these movies.
I mean, nothing means nothing. So I don't know.
Don't they go to space at some point? Like this isn't even where this gets weird.
Nope. Submarines. That's the line in the sand for Kareem is submarines.
No, that's the start. That's the start of the line. After that, I'm like, you know what? You do whatever you want because you've obviously broken everybody's will of reality with this. You two have just given up. You're like, oh, whatever. It's a submarine. Maybe it's not a submarine. Who gives a shit? It's a vessel.
We're not even at the most egregious submarine issue yet. Where this is just like
it getting in the water is the most egregious. It doesn't show you how it gets there. That is the biggest thing of a submarine. It's like, hey, it's in the water. How does it get in the water? If it's not already in the water, and it's specifically propped up on land for a set piece.
Okay.
And now you're like, all right, we're gonna put it in the water somehow.
But there is water, like it's the top of the water is just frozen over. Like if you just magically broke away the magic stilt that we're talking about, it would just go into the water. Like that's what the top of the it's not on fully 100% dry land. I mean, maybe that's the part where it's lost.
And again, I would totally. I'm not saying that didn't happen. I'm saying they didn't show you that at all, and they didn't imply that that's what's going to happen. They showed you the propeller spinning as it was propped up, and then she said, "I'm going to put it in water," and then it's in water.
Yeah,
it didn't say like, "Hey, I'm going to blow out the stilts," and they blew out the stilts, and it just crashes into the ice. That makes sense. You're like, all right, you saw it land into the ice, and now it's going.
They ran out of money.
They didn't have the money to do that.
But they have explosions coming up right after this.
That's what I'm saying is they blew the load there.
Yeah,
they were saving their money for the explosion budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was a conversation. Wait, how to get in the water? Nobody cares.
Who cares? What kind of fools are going to care about that?
It's a submarine, though.
We're going to have Dom jump over the submarine in 15, 20 minutes. Who's going to care about how it got in the water?
Yeah.
Dom
is
going to launch his car through a submarine. We're good. We're good.
Next to a submarine.
No one's going to
He doesn't go through it. He goes next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
The missile goes through it. So now, fine. Submarine's in the goddamn water. It's going towards the bay to let itself out. They got to get there to like stop it from going. So now they're all flying on there. Roman and his fucking Lamborghini is spinning out everywhere, and everyone's making fun of him. I'm like, again, Tesh, maybe now's not the time to fucking joke when you're trying to like get away from being shot at and blown up. And he's like, "Oh, bet you wish you had a different car." I'm like, do you also believe this like weird? Because again, later, is it this movie or the next movie? Tesh comes up with the theory like he can't die.
Oh yeah, it's the next movie.
Next movie, okay.
Yeah.
So does Tej already believe that, and that's why he's joking with him? Because I'm like, this isn't funny. That he's about to die here. Like you'd feel real bad if his car did get blown up as you're talking.
He has always believed that, man.
Okay.
We should all strive to have Tej level confidence. I swear to God.
Okay.
Wait, Tej level or Roman level of confidence?
Roman doesn't figure it out until the next movie. Tej apparently knew it the entire time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will go so far to say as Ludacris doesn't believe he can die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's
fair enough.
Yeah. Like he just every character he brings that energy to.
So now they're shooting at his car. He's talking about needing help because I guess the ice is melting underneath his car because they keep firing shit at him. And he's about to like go under the water. And Tesh ends up shooting the harpoon gun in his car, like saves him. He's like, all right, hold on to the door. And he pulls the door out. Just the door, not the rest of the car, just the door with Roman on it. And he's being dragged behind the thing. The guy, mind you, guys are still shooting at them. They're still like, shooting missiles and stuff like that. Meanwhile, they cut to Dom, who's sitting up on like a ledge somewhere at this point. He's already made it out. Him and now he's in his car is Tormund. And Tormund has a plan to like kill them, I guess, instead of just getting the fuck out of there because they have the submarine.
Yeah.
Well, they have the submarine, but they're worried. They are worried about the contingency of it all, and so that's to me, that's why they're still there. They're like, no, we need to make sure that it escapes the bay so that we win and we get everything we need. And that's the context of why they would stay there. Make sure the job's done.
But isn't the point to be at wherever the thing is at? Because they're not where the submarine needs to get out at.
No, because they're still under the impression that it can get out of there in time. At least that would be. Again, I'm giving more logic or more reason to them. They're like, oh no, it'll get out of there in time as long as we stop them here. If we shoot them all here, then they can't get to the gates to lock it up. So,
which is interesting because they believe that group obviously is much more capable than whatever the separatist group is. Because again, the separatist group has like 19 vehicles, fucking snowmobiles, missiles, and machine guns, and it's just the 5 of them. And they're like, and we gotta stack the odds more in our favor by putting you up on a perch to snipe them.
Yeah, and like also the fact that the separatists are like, oh, let's go chase after these guys. They clearly
and not the guy who came driving. Yeah, not the guy who came driving in.
Not Dom.
Nobody chased after Dom.
These guys. Yeah,
guys, did the separatists literally hit any target?
I mean, they blew up.
The
car.
Yeah, they did
ice around.
They shot at Tej, which knocked him off of the door that he was on. Or Roman. Yeah, and then Roman. Okay, so there's clearly a shot where Roman gets knocked off of that door, and it goes flying out of his hands. Then the next shot, he has the door in his hand and like Captain America style, like clips.
Which, by the way, doors are fucking heavy.
They're real heavy though.
Yes. And he's swinging this thing like it's fucking paper mache.
Mm-hmm. And then he like squares off and takes off 3 guys with 3 shots.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was glad that in my notes this is glad Roman had got a moment, but he should have just jumped out a snowmobile. Like he takes those guys out, and then he's like, "Somebody come pick me up." I'm like, "There's 3 snowmobiles right there.
Yeah,
just take one snowmobile. Just go catch up."
It's funnier when he says, "Somebody come pick me up."
Also,
right? Yeah, and
who had time to double back and not bring anybody with them?
Right?
Yeah.
Because remember, there's still like 9 or 10 of the separatists still following the whole group.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, "Oh no, let him pick up his buddy and let him jump back into the group. Then we'll shoot at him." He called a timeout, guys. He went like this.
I know. Pause.
Yeah.
Clearly, it was it Frank Eastwood? Whatever Eastwood showed up to go. Did he go back? Who went back for him? I don't know.
I think it was The Rock. I think Hobbs got it.
Okay.
So
I just accept that because I don't remember.
Because I do know that later on when Charlene decides to shoot missiles at everyone, him and The Rock are in the same car together because he has to take over the wheel as The Rock is going to do his like weird, like I'm going to skate / push the missile over to the next car.
I am strongest.
No, it's not even a cool strongest. He was just kind of like, go that way.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So
won't be needing to do around here.
And so again, oh, by the way, in the scene before Roman's car gets blown up, Tej tells him, "Hey, hop in front of me," because he's got the bulletproof, military vehicle.
Right.
Why did they do that to begin with?
Yeah.
Why would you leave the Lamborghini in the back to get shot up at?
Because it's funny.
Because it's 2 answers. 1, they don't care too much about Roman, or 2, Tej knows that he's invincible and he doesn't have to worry about him. And we should also play the invincible sound in the screenshot just so it's there. Like,
every time we say it.
Yeah. Tej thinks
he's. But also Roman's connection to the group is through Brian. Brian, it's like his the guy he grew up with.
All their connections are through Brian.
But I mean specifically Roman.
None of them are friends without Brian.
No, Letty and Dom.
Except for Letty and Dom.
Yeah.
But they're brought in because of Brian.
But I just feel like people have tolerated Roman because of Brian. And with Brian not there, they're like, we're done with this bullshit.
Okay.
Also, Tej, he is directly competing for Ramsey's affection.
So you think Tej secretly wants to kill him?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
Oh man, this whole series takes a dark turn when you see it from Tej's plan. Yeah.
It becomes
fine.
I wasn't trying to save you by shooting the harpoon through the door. I was hoping it would kill you. You happen to come out with the door.
If this were 2006, there would be a music video of Tej doing stuff with the Saw music playing.
Oh, I'm sure there is. We just got to do a quick YouTube search, and someone's done that edit already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now they're still chasing after the submarine or whatever, trying to beat it to the thing. And this thing's flying, by the way, which is why I had to look up, can a submarine go faster than the car? Because it's underneath the ice going just as fast, if not faster than them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm this doesn't make any sense.
Is this when we're starting to get like Dom is looking at his phone and there's a little there's a little bar, like a progress bar, like he's trying to download something is what I thought. I'm like, what's he downloading? I was too.
It said trying to connect, and I'm like, what are you connecting to?
Yeah.
Oh, the Wi-Fi is so garbage.
Yeah, that's what's going on here because it's like it's playing back to this. Action's going on down here. But
because I've also following the submarine left the Deckers, who apparently flew onto her flying ship thing, and are now causing havoc because it's happening simultaneously. These two things are happening. Remember the whole connecting thing was after the Deckers get on. They call Dom. It's like, all right, now the connections. Now I can show you that hey, your baby's alive and you can do whatever the fuck you need to do. So they fly onto the ship, both of them. I forgot that Owen actually shows up in this movie all together.
Okay,
and his brother makes a joke about go ahead.
That's where I wanted. That's one thing that I had in my notes, which I'm going to throw a quick image into the Discord. Is that this is when Owen shows up with the G.I. Joe Cobra Claw vehicle from the cartoon? It's just
that's what I was trying to figure out. Like, what is this technology?
It's the Cobra Claw. That's what
Cobra!
it is. 99%. It is there. I'm like, Cobra. And like,
that has like, the price on there, like $279 gold circle. Boom.
Yeah.
Back in the day,
I know.
I think it would be $35 right now. Without the Cobra character as well.
Yeah.
No. It's actually $54.99 for the new classified version.
Are you serious?
I'm 100% serious. Yeah, there's a new version for the classified line, and it is $54.99.
Does it look just like that though? Still,
and that this is pre-tariff prices. So this was a pre-order. So who knows what you're going to pay for it on the open market?
Half tuition at UCLA. That's what that is.
Yeah. But
so like two of them fly onto the ship, and at first I was like,
Claws.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, is that Eastwood somehow got up there? But yeah, they show up in the Cobra Claws. I don't know how they get out of that thing because it looks like it's a heavy kind of device or whatever to get in and out of. But they land on the ship. Decker makes a joke about Owen not doing well with planes, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're right," because half his face is still burned. Now I don't know how they got on the plane without her figuring this out. But once they're on the plane, she then finds the camera, just the one camera that's in the cargo bay. So they look up at her and they're like, "Oh, we're on our way." And she's like, "All right, somebody get down there." I'm like, you've been watching Dom in every other camera. Did you forget to like check your own fucking surveillance on the ship? Is nobody else monitoring it? How many people are on the ship? Or is it just the three of you floating around, you, Tormund, and Dom?
Well, no, because it's also like just the generic hacker people too. Like, get that door open, do that thing.
But
like,
all they do is sit in front of a camera. They sit in front of a camera looking at other cameras. How did they miss these two getting on the ship?
I mean, they weren't looking at that camera. They're looking at a different camera.
Oh, and by the way, they're talking about like, all right, now we're gonna take over the ship. They wait for the guys to open the door to come downstairs to shoot them. I'm like, they can't get into the ship. Why not just leave them there?
Yeah, like they don't have access to the doors, so just leave them in there. In fact, open the door back up and maybe they'll fall out. Who knows what's going to happen? No, let's go ahead and open the door, let them in, and let's fight them.
Yeah.
No.
And those guys do a shitty job. Owen makes his way up to by the way, Owen makes his way to the fucking cockpit untouched.
Yeah.
I'm like,
because
is it just a straight line from like the cargo bay to the cockpit? Like, don't you have to go up some stairs, maybe go through some shit?
All the bad guys were waiting with the baby. They're like, no, we got to protect the baby because that's how important Dominic Toretto is. They're like, no, they can kill the pilot. We've got to protect the Toretto baby. Otherwise, we're toast.
I mean, the baby will land if we need it to.
It's Dom's baby, so yes.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That baby will get it
crayon too. Baby fly plane.
Buy the baby though.
More
crayon that one.
Just ride the baby to the surface.
The baby wrote that one.
Better handwriting.
Yeah,
surprisingly. That was
much more legible. Who did this?
It is the old security by obscurity. She never thought anyone could find her when she's in her super secret hidden plane. She never thought that by having one thing that she took from her enemy that she's trying to blackmail, that it would come back to bite her in the caboose.
Well, even if that made sense, which that does. Well, the way, yeah. Well, what's even worse is that you pissed him off by killing his ex right in front of him, mere hours earlier. So, like, he's pissed.
Did it piss him off?
Well, yeah, no. I guess to her credit, it didn't look like he was that upset. She's probably like, all right, well, it's probably not gonna be that.
I guess it's fine. That's.
He kind of smirked a little bit. I don't know what that was about. It's kind of...
He was like, I was going to kill her at the end of this anyways.
I know. You didn't.
Can I have that cross back?
Yeah.
Got some milk needed. Family.
She's that. Did you get blood on that cross? I could resell that.
I could resell that.
But so again, she pissed him off, and he's like, he even tells her like, "Hey, you better kiss my kid because it's the only thing keeping you alive right now." And I'm like, how about, at that point, we double up security? Who knows what the fuck he's going to do? Just maybe. Yeah. Anyway, so the Deckers get on there, start causing havoc, and this is where we have the scene where Decker gets into the area, grabs the baby, and it's like, all right, we're going to put little headphones on you. We're going to go on a little trip. Puts him in a little car seat. Cute moment. Then proceeds to start shooting everything around the area. While swinging the baby just, errantly around. I'm like, baby's not bulletproof. Needs that car seat, just in case. I know you're good.
Dogs, baby. It's bulletproof.
Okay.
There's a moment too that they do a flashback because it's like they're like I have the quote from the mom, and he's like, "He's your brother Dex, and he's my son. That makes him family." And I'm like, "Oh, he's family. Then clearly we're just everything's good and fine." Like,
well, that's right.
We also someone declares them family, we're good.
We also skipped the whole Ocean's 11 planning, which I don't know where Dom had time to plan any of this, because they flash back to what we call him, Cuban loan shark guy.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus Christ!
that got real intense.
Back up.
Cuban loan shark guy. Enhance.
Oh
God! Back away. Weird camera. Anyway,
what did we name him?
I think it was something like that.
I'll go with you, man.
Anyway, that guy. I like how you're writing stuff down now too.
Yeah.
Are you got the script?
Yeah. Listen, don't worry about
adding
it.
his own notes. I got it, guys. I got it covered.
It's the turquoise crayon.
Baby fight? Question mark.
Baby fight.
My PA's got PTSD right now. Not more notes. I'm seeing notes in my dreams. So now we're doing the flashback of like, all right, Dom had this all planned out. Now that Charlize is saying like, oh, this is Dom takes out Tormund now because he realizes that Deckard has his kid. It's like, I got your kid's safe. And he's like, all right, and I can do my plan. Mind you, there's been a camera on Dom this entire time. And Cypher's been watching it. Go ahead, kid.
But also, I've got your kid. He's safe. He's not necessarily safe. He's still on the plane. He's not off the plane on dry land in a bassinet. Like, I've got your kid. We still have. It would have been
it would have been a hell of a scene for him to be like, I got your kid, and then
oh,
like, you're playing with the shit, Dom.
Yeah.
But as he's, now Charlize is kind of taunting him, like, oh, I saw you reaching for something. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you dare. And that's
my next note. Again, where did Dom get this car? Why would Cypher not just have it fitted with explosives at even the slightest hint that Dom was going to get the upper hand? Just launch him into space with that amount of explosives.
Would made sense.
Or
shut it or hack it.
But it's not. But hack it. But it's not his. It's not her car, so she can't hack it. It's because it's unhackable because otherwise the EMP would have destroyed it.
It's because it's an American muscle car, man. You can't
hack it. Exactly. You can't hack a Chevy.
Possible.
Filled with Cuban nos. That's the only way it works.
Well, when you're right, Cuban nos, we get the scene where he's going through the hack, and again, he's because it's fun to do this, I guess, but it still doesn't make sense to like bring back old people, and you're like, oh, that's an Easter egg. Like, oh, remember that guy from this? So he brings back the two guys from the Brazilian heist, right?
Yeah,
4 and 5. Yeah.
4 and 5, and they were who were they again? Oh, they were the paramedics that put Deckard away. Now, I'm confused. Was Deckard shot actually?
No, Deckard was probably like they were blanks or something, or at least enough.
Well, whatever it was, he needed an injection in order to wake back up. And I'm like, what were you hit with?
He was hit with sleeper bullets. They were from the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show, and they shot him with them. And they went to sleep.
But why did he need EpiPen?
Oh no!
Why didn't he just wake up?
Oh no! This is how they tie in Crank.
Yep,
Crank. Oh my God!
So wait, Dom accidentally stopped his heart.
He stopped his heart. Now, this point forward, he can if his
Deckard has to stay awake at all times.
Yep,
I like it. Spinning out universe. I like it, Pat.
Insert the 2 Crank movies here.
Yeah,
and then we never see Deckard sleep ever. No. Like we're just gonna watch the films now and be like, did he go to bed? I don't think he went to sleep, guys.
I mean, he'd be dead if he did.
His eyes are bloodshot.
Yeah. Gotta keep moving. Gotta help something else.
I sleep with my eyes open. Good. I was gonna say it might not come in here, but my next note is: did we recover Elena's body? Like that's never talked. Like he gets the baby. But
I mean, presumably, if they land the ship, then her body's on there somewhere.
Presumably, but
unless
not at all.
Unless Charlize was really a bitch, was like just like one of those like flush toilets where she like pushes a button and the floor she goes flying out from underneath it.
Just to reach.
Now we got rid of that trash.
Yep.
I mean, do they ever recover the bodies of the ones that get killed? I mean, there was never a funeral for Han, right? So they never know he's actually dead.
Well, they couldn't be a funeral for Han because apparently magic.
Like, yeah, that's how in no body you come back. Also,
So Elena's gonna come back into this.
Yeah,
this is a Con Air scenario. Part of the plan was he wrote a message on Elena's body, so that she dropped the
spoiler alert.
Oh my god.
Wait, was she stuck in the what are they called? The wheel?
In the wheel well.
In the landing gear.
She's next to like Dave Chappelle's dead body.
Oh no.
He just
what if her body's the one that lands in New York or whatever, or over LA or whatever, when they're flying instead of Dave Chappelle's?
Better movie.
Now we've connected them. We got Con Air. We got this one.
Well, because like, don't they bring back Giselle in the next movie?
Spoiler alert.
Oh my god.
Because there was no body.
There's no body, right? So okay, we're gonna get Elena back.
Yeah.
She'll have like
Which would be really fucking awkward because Letty's been raising that kid.
Well, if it's true, Elena, she's like, you're right. It should have been you. And then she's like, step away. Understood. Thank you. Have a great day.
You named him Brian? Fuck you. I'm out of here. I waited to name him. That's what you name him? Fucking idiot. So
basic name ever. What the hell, Dom?
Right? I thought you gave him a cool name. So we get the flashback. They show that in fact Deckard wasn't killed. He just needed an EpiPen to wake back up. Because they when Don went in to talk to the mom, they had this all planned out that he put a tracker on. He put a tracker into the necklace, which apparently that's how he tracks all his ladies now.
No, they all have trackers. That's the thing. They all have trackers. Everyone.
Which means he knew she was
just like Batman's ears.
Batman's ears.
Well, she didn't have it on, remember? He took it back from her. He knew where Letty was at all times.
No, he took his off and put it on the thing that at the beginning when he.
But she didn't have one.
No, I'm saying Dom took off his cross. He wore he had a cross because he has one.
Pat was saying that if she had one on, he would have known she was kidnapped.
Right. Well, didn't she mail it back to him in one of the other?
And then he gave it to Letty.
Yeah, and he's just like, "Oh, here, you can have this one. Have another."
And then somehow one of the Shaws got a hold of it as well.
Yes, because Deckard.
Oh no, we're about to do that. What is it? It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Like, all right, put the pins up. Yeah, where did it last go?
Because but Shaw is one of Dom's conquests. Clearly.
Yeah. Oh, easy.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Deckard dropped the cross but remember when he blew up Han.
But then somehow they got that cross back.
They had he has multiple crosses. Yeah. We've already covered this.
He has a bag.
But if we're assuming that we're following movie logic, he only has the one that he wears every now and then gives to other people.
No.
You've never seen two crosses in one scene.
But it's a Temu thing. Like he has extras.
Yeah,
so he gets them.
You and I understand that, but in the universe of the movie, there's only one. It's like Highland.
There's only one, and it has logic. Yeah. He has only one, but it also has a tracking device in it.
So well, again, he gives it to the ladies he wants to cheat on it because they all know, like, oh, I know you're at the store. I got about an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You stay over there.
Also, tracking device that blinks red.
Yeah.
That no one had noticed up until then.
His Find My iPhone app is just literally.
I feel like I was just thinking that right now. It's like his whole app is just like, damn, I banged half the city.
Yeah.
Right.
I also feel like Cypher would have seen that bouncing, like glowing off the fucking reflective glass.
Yes.
What the fuck? Dark. Especially when she's standing back in the dark. She's like,
is that blinking?
She's too busy staring at the screen. Dom,
is that our tracker?
Dom,
tracker?
Pick up the football.
Take a nap, Dom. Take a nap so you're ready, Dom. Take a nap.
So we get the whole flashback of seeing them. We get to Ken's point. We get the scene where they're talking about take your brother with you, and he's like, "My brother's a fucking loser. He almost got himself killed. I'm not taking him." She's like, "Oh, you gotta take your brother. He's family." So now they're on the ship. Again, I don't know when Dom had time to do any of this. When did he have time to call Cuban loan shark guy to be like, "Hey, come fly to the States, by the way, and help me out"? When did he have time to bring the two guys from fucking 4 and 5 into this movie? He left them in 6 and 7 or whatever, but he brings them back in this movie. He's like, "All right, guys, I need you to just pretend to be paramedics."
Yeah,
because I don't have any other fucking friends in New York, but I'm going to fly you out from Brazil to be my friends here in New York.
Yeah, well, because his other friends are all working with Mr. Nobody, so he had to like farm it out to like tier 2, like, and I mean, or he had.
But could he again? Does he have no friends in the States?
Mama Shaw.
He's bringing these guys from Brazil to be like, here, I need you to just do this one random thing for me.
They were in town for race wars. Didn't you see that? There was a flyer they had in their pocket that said race wars.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. You got me. All for that hot tuna that they like to serve at the race wars.
Exactly.
Bullshit, asshole. Nobody likes the tuna here.
Hot tuna sandwiches at race wars.
There you go. Nobody likes more in the hot desert airs.
It's cool that they like to do this Ocean Levis thing, and I think he's starting to like that's one of his like no traits in these movies. Like, oh, we're gonna show you how we track this stuff. It just doesn't make sense that he had time to do any of this underneath Mrs. I watch everything through every fucking camera at all times. If it had been any other villain like Jabba the Hutt or whatever, like he's not checking every camera. You can get some stuff by him. This is her thing, is surveillance. When the fuck did he have time at any point? When he's not on the ship, she's got a camera on him at all times. I just don't understand when he had time to like call those guys or phone anybody. When does he ever use a phone? Dom doesn't use a phone ever. When's the last time you seen Dom on a phone?
Just last time he was checking his Find My iPhone.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
just keeping track of his ladies.
All the hoes.
I don't even think he does that. I think he just looks for the red blinking light. Can I see it? All right, there she is. What? I thought you were going to say something.
No, I broke. I got nothing.
You're just like
of that. Dom has family, and he has a sixth sense, so he always knows where family is.
I was going to say, does he just yell out like, "Are you there?"
Once you touch the cross, you become part of the family.
Okay.
And like, also, I assume he has cybernetic enhancements. Will be revealed in 10 Part 2.
Oh my god!
And that he's actually a Terminator.
That's in my notes too.
Why is that in your notes?
So in the notes, because it was right after they let Tormund killed Elena, and they better not let some of these people live to make it to the Cabal short of cybernetic parts. Like some of these people need to be hurt bad.
Ooh.
And I'm like, short of that.
It would be good if Elena became part of the Cabal.
Oh yeah, Elena's coming back as part of the Cabal because she's pissed off. Yeah, she's
You're giving her an eye patch.
My son. Yeah, give her an eye patch. Like it's fine.
An eye patch.
But then like a red cybernetic eye underneath the eye patch.
Well, she just took the tracking device, chip, put it in her eye. Yeah. Just remind you of anything,
guys. It helps me find you.
There we go.
Dom Toretto's John Connor.
Oh my god.
Cypher's mom. Is that what we're getting at with this? All right, so we finally did all that. Now Dom's like, all right, I'm ready to kick Tormund's ass, and he ends up overpowering Tormund and like breaking his neck. Is this what I'm assuming? Like he punches his head over the back of the car.
Yeah,
as he's like,
but you gotta burn the body, otherwise it's gonna come back as a White Walker. So I don't know what he was thinking.
Well, that's how that starts. That's a whole different thing. You plant the seeds for that one later.
That's
It's in the he leaves it in the snow. Yeah, he comes back as a White Walker. Then he tells Charlize, like, I'm coming for you. Now she's pissed, and now she's telling I guess one of the other guys who's controlling the sub to shoot the missiles at everybody because she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna blow everybody up. Missiles come now. This is again, I don't know how missiles work necessarily, but the submarine's finally underwater. The missiles breach the ice. And the first one to breach the ice hits one of the, I guess, separatist car and blows up. And then the second one lands on the ice and keeps going.
Inertia? And a little fan in the back is going, so it's pushing.
Yeah, it's just spinning.
I'm no missile scientist. I don't know how this works.
Yeah.
And then The Rock decides to hop out of it to direct it somewhere. Now, mind you, the missile's not bothering The Rock at all. It's flying parallel. Like he could him and Roman could literally pause their slam on the brakes, and it just goes idly wherever it's going to go.
He needs to show that he didn't sleep leg day. He's like, no, let's get this out of here. He's like, watch this. Don't call me chicken legs.
I would have laughed like he caught a piece of ice and it just pulls him down. Like his foot got caught on something.
The Vin wrote that in, and then then The Rock went back and scratched that out. He's like, but then he's so strong, he kicks the torpedo into the bad guys.
How did you spell strong wrong?
There's no H in strong, bro.
There is.
That's not Nate, just me flexing.
Wait. How do you spell strong?
It's just a lot of little arms.
It doesn't matter how you spell strong.
Oh.
That's awesome. So he decides to get out and do his little weird ski thing, and he's yelling at Roman to like turn the wheel so he can like push the missile into one of the separatist cars. It runs into the back of the car and it explodes. Now, I didn't understand how it was able to breach the servers that are blowing up, but then runs into the back of the car and then blows up at that point. Like, is there like because it wasn't a proximity thing. It isn't like it goes a certain amount of time and then detonates itself. It seems like whenever you touch it or whenever it touches something else, it's going to blow up with enough impact. Does not coming out of the ice not warrant that?
No.
I guess not.
Okay.
They're specifically built. These are ice torpedoes. I don't know if you've see. You said that you're not a torpedo scientist, and this is where you brought.
I ain't no scientist.
Yeah.
Yes. Can we get a resident torpedo scientist on here?
There is a moment though, and I think it's right around the spot. I just have another note. There's been two other notes. One said no, stop him, and I'm like, what did I write that for? Because there's clearly a point where like, just letting him walk through. No, stop him. Dom hits the truck and kills a bunch of terrorists? Question mark. Because
that didn't make any sense physically. And this again, we'll have to rewatch the scene, but they're talking about like, at this point, the separatists have now gathered behind. I think they have 3 of these vehicles, whatever they are. They're like loaded up with missiles, like whatever these vehicles are. They have like these, boxes of missiles attached to the top of them. Mm-hmm. One of them has already been blown up. I forget how, but there's like 2 other ones. And now The Rock is like in the car with Roman. And he's saying, all right, it's about to get hot. And he's like, all right, we'll take on the first missile. Mind you, there's like 12 in this box thing or whatever. And so he lowers his he has like a, what is it called? Like a snowplow or something on the back end of it. Good kid.
I would say, I have a note. There's a part where Roman says, it's right under us. Get out of the way. And I wanted to know, how did they not say, move, Tej, get out the way? And I was just like, why was that not in this movie? What moron didn't decide to put that line in there? Just like,
that is very true.
Tej, get out the way.
Well, also, again, they're watching the scene keep up with them, and they can look under the ground. I don't know why they're keeping track of what's under the ground when they're shooting behind them. But anyway, they take time out to be like, and again, that means that the ice is thin enough to see this thing right underneath them, which I feel like that should also be an issue. Nevertheless, they lower the snowplow, takes the first missile. Again, I don't know if they tested these machines beforehand. Like this can take this type of impact and missile, because I'm like, what if this thing was more powerful than the Rock expected and they just blow up?
It's vibranium.
And Letty and the rest of them are like, oh shit, that sucked.
Aim for the bushes.
Yeah.
Exactly. In one of those situations where they died. They thought they were cooler than they were. Anyway, blows it up. And now it's aiming for like a second missile at them, and they have no more snowplow. Like the back of their truck thing is all like damaged, and that's when Dom comes. I don't know where he fucking comes from, but he comes from like the left, flanking it, and smashes into the machine, the vehicle. Now, mind you, the way that they were in a like pyramid formation essentially with that the separatists were with that main missile thing in the front. Somehow, when Dom hits it, he hits it hard enough to push it 300-400 yards to the right, as it then starts shooting all its missiles at the rest of the pyramid behind it. And I'm like, how did any of this happen? Because again, if he hits it the way he hits it, and from judging from the way that he hits it, it doesn't move very far, and it spins out shooting. It's not going to hit any of the cars that are behind it. It's going to hit any and everything that's flying off to the sides. But somehow he manages it. Luckily, destroys all of the vehicles, all the rest of the other vehicles that don't have missiles. They're all gone. So with that one hit, mind you, I don't even know if that thing is the vehicle itself is actually damaged, because I'm like, couldn't that guy just turn around and be like, all right, fuck it, everyone else is dead. Let's go back to let's finish this mission.
He shot all his missiles.
Yeah, he's like, he was all out.
Did he just turn around like, all right, I guess I go back?
Wouldn't you?
Gotta go back empty-handed.
Everybody's
gotta know when I'm done.
Yeah, get out of there.
See you guys later. Gotta go make some phone calls. And that's when Dom was like. And that's when everyone was like, "Oh, Dom is back," even though he's fucked over everybody for 2 hours and 12 minutes so far. As soon as he does that one move, everyone's like, Dom, you're back. Way to go, buddy. None of this. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your dumb ass, but wait, we're glad you're back.
Mm-hmm. Didn't explain anything. No one has any idea why he's
and they have no idea that he could literally go ahead of them, turn around and start shooting at them. But they're all like, nope, let him through.
Yep.
They would all feel like assholes if he got all the way to the front, turn around and open a rocket launcher. Like, oh no, he tricked us again. And we don't have the snowplow to block us this time. This is when Charlize loses, and she's like, all right, fine. Now I ran out of my 2 missiles. Just those 2 missiles, because mind you, she will shoot other missiles later. But she's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna raise the submarine up because it looks cool." But then she raises it.
That was it. It just looks
raises it to break the ice, and that's the other thing. When she breaks the ice, that's what gets rid of the rest of the separatists. By the way, she takes them all out. When I'm like, you could have either done it after they've gone further enough, so they can have the separatists plus your machine to like kill Dom, but. No, fuck it. You're angry. Get rid of the separatists. The only thing that's standing between you and fucking getting rid of Dom. She takes them all out, and now everyone's like struggling to be like, "Oh, the ice is breaking. What are we gonna do? We gotta like stay off this thing." And Dom's like, "All right." Then she goes back underneath, comes up a second time, and Dom's like, "All right, well, I gotta figure this out." She decides now to use the heat-seeking missiles. I'm like, "You could have did that before. Why did you use those other fucking random 2 missiles?" That weren't targeting anything, just slid on the ice. Why didn't I use the heat-seeking ones to begin with?
You've played video games. You don't use all your good stuff till you absolutely have to.
It's true.
What if there's another level?
That's why you have 1,000 health potions just in case. And even the small ones, and you have the mediums, and you have the larges, you keep them all. You don't just sell them off.
Right, but
hoard them.
But shouldn't you use some stuff to get you quicker to the next level?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
You sound dumb.
I need every one of those green herbs separate. I don't want to mix them until I have a red herb and a yellow herb so I can increase my health. If I use them now, I'm going to feel like a fool come the next video.
We're talking about herbs. But I'm saying, what if this was like, hey, you have a one-shot kill for the boss that's in front of you beating the shit out of you, and you have this much life left. And you're like, nope. I'm gonna do my another fancy sword dagger thing again that only takes this much life from him. Well, I'm gonna save that one hit kill thing, even though it's got half its life still.
That's why.
What if he has a second form? Huh? What if he has a second form?
What if he doesn't? Well, you're not gonna be alive to see it. That's my point. So she saves the heat-seeking missile, and Dom's like, "All right, you guys go on without me." And he somehow shoots up fire from the back of his car.
My notes on here, it says put a heat seeker on him now. It had the same energy, and I wish it was like get everyone.
Yeah.
That's the vibe that I wanted for that line.
Well, this is again where go ahead, Pat.
Well, you know how he shot fire. It's the Cuban Nos, man.
Yeah, there it is. Comes right back around.
Well, it really does, because he's about to jump out of a car again. Movie. We should have known that him jumping out of a car was foreshadowing him jumping out of a car again at the very end. Because he's like, all right, well, the heat-seeking thing's on me. He tries to like ditch it in some kind of like snow patch. It keeps following him. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to take it back to the submarine, which again is breaking through the ice, surface level. He decides, all right, I'm going to jump the submarine, and the missile's going to hit the submarine, which it does. But as he's jumping, I guess he hits the like top part of it or whatever, which bounces him off. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so his car goes like spinning and flying out. The submarine gets hit, and everything starts to explode on top of the submarine and within the submarine. I'm like, weren't those nuclear missiles in the submarine?
They were not armed, and much like C4, unless you arm it with the proper detonators, they won't go off. That's in a bunch of movies, so I'm going to believe it's true. And
but they still have explosive. They still have the explosive power. They just the nuclear part of it won't like seep out everywhere, right? Or is that how? Or are they like shielded somehow?
They're probably shielded, because I think the idea was that don't they say like it'll just sink to the bottom and then Mr. Nobody will get it later on? Like they'll just come back for the. Maybe that was just inferred in my brain. Yeah, sorry.
Just stop it.
Stop making sense.
Yeah, because there's the initial explosion where like the heat-seeking missiles hit the top of it, and then this is like the second one where everyone has to shield Dom from. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which again, fire doesn't work this way because Dom is now outside of his vehicle because he jumped out as it was like spinning.
But Kareem, family does work that way.
You did it.
Don't fucking encourage us, Pat.
Yeah. Podcast is over. All right, gang.
I hate you all.
What?
So there's a second bigger explosion that doesn't send off the nukes anywhere. Shit sends out this like wall of flame, and everybody again coordinated. Like I'm gonna pull up here. I'm gonna pull up here. We're all gonna pull off to the side. Like, what if they all just went for the same spot and crashed into each other? And Dom still gets fired.
What if one of them ran over Dom? Like, it's
exactly.
And they just lost control and just shit.
Yeah.
Once again, another note from The Rock accidentally runs over Dom. Got crossed.
That was crossed out. It just says no. But they get all in front of him. Mind you, their cars aren't like they're not ground level. So there's like that giant gap between where the bottom of the chassis is and the ice. And somehow the flame just stops at just where the body of the car is at, which protects Dom. And everyone's like, "Oh, we saved Dom. Way to go. We knew you weren't gonna kill us or whatever. You're family." And Dom's like, Dom tells Letty as they're like kissing or whatever, "I have a lot to tell you." She's like, "Yeah, why don't you tell me about that bitch?" And I'm like, "Okay, well, she's assuming that he probably cheated on her still, which I'm glad she at least keeps that in the back of her head." Yeah. This is where it gets even crazier now. Aside from the submarine, they are now, I'm assuming, New York, or maybe some rooftop in LA, but it looks very much more like New York.
Skip Cypher?
Oh, yeah, Cypher and
where she should have been standing by the door when he's like, "Wait, Cy," and she's like, "Anara," and she jumps out the door.
That would have been awesome. That would have been so cool.
But no, missed opportunity, folks. That's where my crane would have been.
Or if she blew up too, just like the other guy did. No. But yeah, so she's about to make her escape. Now I don't know what her plan was aside from I don't know if she had always planned to jump out the door. Because I'm like, the Owen or whatever the Deckers or whatever the Shaws have taken over the plane. Like, how are you going to get out of this situation? Anyway, Decker shows up with the baby. Says, "All right, I saw what you did. You put my mom through a lot of, she was emotionally disturbed, but I'm going to make sure that you don't hurt anybody else." And she's like, Cypher's witty line was like, "Well, only one of us has a parachute." And he's like, "What?" And that's when she hits the thing and she goes flying out the door with her parachute on. And he has to save the baby.
That's where
sliding towards the door. I don't know how much this baby fucking weighs.
Yeah. In my head, I'm just like, that's right. Only one of us is bang. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you saying something? My bad. You're done now. Like, just no fancy one-liners.
I would have laughed. She was like, "I'm still gonna fucking use it." And the parachute goes. Fuck you.
Oh.
So yeah, he saves the baby. They have another cute moment. She's gone, and that's when it fast forwards to the next scene, which is again them on a rooftop, about to have, I'm assuming, another fucking barbecue.
Yeah, shaking hands with the guy who killed Han.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, we still got Tej and Roman fighting over Ramsey, and they're Roman's trying to give her this pitch like, "Hey, you and I should be together." And Tej's like, "I like you," and she's like, "I like you both. But can you answer me one question?" And they're like, "Oh, okay, whatever." And she's like, "What's my last name?" And they're like, "Oh." And I'm like, how long have you been riding around with this girl and you don't know what her fucking last name is?
And I mean, and the thing is, like, I kind of believe that for Roman, like the way they've written this character, but Tej has been like, he was the tech guy.
He notices stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he would have, like, at some point, he would have turned it Mr. Nobody, like, "Hey, by the way, can you give me, like, what's the information you have on her?" Like, there was no point where
he would have found it himself. He's the guy who hacks stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. But like, just never. I mean, unless the next movie is just the three of them and it's the Fast and the Bi-Curious, I don't know what they're planning there.
I think that's what I think they were. They just couldn't pitch it back in 2017 or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, now in Trump's America, you're not going to have that.
No,
we'll have to wait another 3 or 4 years, and maybe we'll get it. There's another spinoff. Yeah. But yeah, so
character have a last name?
No,
so.
It's if you look at the Fast and Furious Wikia, which is my source for all my Fast and Furious knowledge, it doesn't have a last name listed.
All right.
So that's how she stumped him. Which means she never actually did like any of them. She just knew they were never going to figure out her last name. It's like Rumpelstiltskin. If you didn't say my name. Exactly. I laughed. She ran off saying that. All right, you can take her, Tesh. She's all yours.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
So then now the next scene is Dom talking to Letty saying, "Hey, there's someone I really want you to meet." And this is where I was like, when is this taking place?
How this goes back to like how long was he on the plane? Like their care for time is so off the wall bonkers with it's like, wait, so they've since been long enough to be debriefed, moved to New York, and we're all having our barbecue, and he still hasn't brought the baby out.
Yes,
like
unless my point.
Unless Shaw brought the baby to this event for the first time, which wouldn't make any sense. Unless this is the first time he's Shaw, like that should have been the opening is Shaw bringing the baby in, so that at least then he's like, oh hey, there's someone I want you to meet, and like that would have given some more reasoning.
It still doesn't make. I mean, like, was there? Pat, you were gonna say something. Go ahead.
Well, just the only way any of this makes sense, Dom turning on them, is if they know about the baby. They have to know about the baby because he has to say like, hey, why did you?
Or did he just say, oh, she had Elena? Oh, well,
but then Elena's fucking dead.
Bad being the operative word,
guys. She had Elena. And stuff. So we saved Elena. Elena's safe now.
Yeah, she coming to the barbecue.
About that.
Ooh,
yeah.
Give me a couple more days, and I can explain that to you too. I'm not going to do it right now. Just give me a couple more days. Because again, they all had to fly out of fucking Serbia, wherever the hell they're at. Mm-hmm. Like Shaw and Deckard landed the plane somewhere. At some kind of airport, I'm assuming, which meant like wherever the nearest one is where they're going to be flying out of. Which meant Dom was like, Shaw probably came up to him like, "Hey, you want to see your kid? No. I got it. It's got to be dramatic. So why don't you in a couple days? Come to this address. You sure? Because this is your fucking kid.
No. Just keep my baby. It's fine. I got this. I'm all about showmanship. Okay. Keep the baby.
And are we gonna have a funeral for your dead girl?
Just keep the baby. Oh, you found the body. Oh, I mean,
hey, I didn't say that. I said we're gonna have a funeral.
Oh,
she's got to come back in Fast 11.
That's fair enough.
I'm just saying, there's so many logistics about like them winding up there, and he haven't told nobody about anything. Like nobody's asked him in however many days it took for them to get from again. Maybe Alaska, maybe that's where they're at. I have no idea where they're at in the north, but they made it back down to New York and are having a barbecue. This isn't like we're in the debriefing room, and we're waiting for other people to get back in, like waiting for the Owens or whatever, Owen and Deckard to get back here, so we can all like talk about it. They've already been debriefed, like Ken said, and they've all moved, or at least flown to New York to have this rooftop meeting. And he said shit to anybody. How is it not a writer being like, this? We can't do this, man. Like, this doesn't work.
What is a writer?
Their money. Yeah.
Or at this point, maybe you have Don and Letty show up late to the party with the baby. At least the two of them are in the know. Like nobody else has gotten together for whatever reason. Like they all flew separate planes home from Serbia or whatever, wherever they're at. And the first time they're meeting is in New York. And at least
my notes say it's Separatistas where they were. That's the region they were in.
From separatist land.
Yeah.
At least the two of them, that's your kid. Like, was there no parent writing on any of this to be like, he's going to want to be with the fucking kid? Like, that's the whole reason why he did all this. Mm-hmm. At least let the two of them have the kid and be like, hey, guys, me and Letty have been watching my kid. Surprise, here's the kid. I'm going to name him fucking Brian, which makes the scene even more weird that Brian's not there.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian, but you know who is? You know who is, though? Little Nobody. Little Nobody's there. Big, but
how did he get invited to the barbecue?
Gabriel Cash isn't, but Little Nobody got invited to the cookout. Yeah. What? Excuse me? He probably brought potato salad too. He probably brought potato salad.
Probably did.
With raisins. With raisins.
Raisins.
Yeah. Raisins and carrots.
Monster.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it ends with him saying, oh, I want you guys all to meet Brian. Which again is weird because Brian's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have to name your kid after your best friend who's alive.
Who's alive? If Brian was like you didn't name Vince, like our lost buddy Vince, or
Jesus Christ, you've been through way more with Vince than you have with Brian.
Did Vince's kid what was Vince's kid's name? Was it just Vince Jr. or something?
No, it was Dom. That's what they do.
Are you serious?
Yes. Vince named his kid Dom, and Dom named his kid Brian.
So fucked up.
That is a slap in the face.
And nobody named their kid. What was the other guy's name? What was the white guy's name?
They didn't name him Jesse.
Well, nobody's gonna name him Jesse.
What was Jesse is alive.
The other guy's name started with like an L. Was it Lance or something? What was the guy's name that hung out with Jesse?
Lance. It was Lance.
Nobody's naming anybody Lance.
Fair enough.
Hey, that is Johnny Tran.
That would have been awesome.
Again,
me and my son Johnny.
Not really dead. Not really dead.
Yeah,
not dead.
He's more dead than Brian apparently is in this universe.
I mean, yeah, that's a deeper question because why?
Yeah, that's how the movie ends. He's like,
he really should have been named Vince.
Brian. Yeah, and then it like pans off. So that's the end of our movie. I just had to get to the Brian part because until you guys acknowledge that he's actually fucking dead, this just keeps getting weirder.
Yeah,
because they keep coming with excuses like, "Oh, we can't bring Brian into this." I'm like, but that's what he does. That's what he excels at. These are the things he does.
You just don't.
He's like Roman in this situation. He can't die.
Also, but I just realized. Also, didn't name him Han after the guy who did die, as far as they know. But
fuck that dude.
There's like, nope, don't care.
My kid will never be able to travel anywhere named Han. Han Toretto.
Yeah, nope.
Get out of here.
He's gonna get ID'd everywhere.
He's getting stopped by TSA everywhere.
Yeah.
We'll have the guy that killed Han though at the barbecue for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's totally allowed. Yeah.
Pour some out for my homie.
And they even crack a joke like, "Oh, you brought my mom into this." I get it. It's funny. And you know what's even worse though? They didn't invite Owen though. How does Owen not clear from this?
I don't think Owen wants to show up. He's like, I'm good. I'm not.
He's like, I really don't want to see them. I don't know why you're going. In fact, quite frankly, it's upsetting that you're going to go see them after it happened.
Do you see my face? Do you see my fucking face?
I have had no zany adventures with them. All I have is anger, and they foiled my plan.
Hey, but they're like Eskimo brothers now. They can like high five. We're like, you killed Han? I killed Han.
Me too. Hey.
And I got his girlfriend. You didn't do that.
Oh my goodness.
So that's our movie, ladies and gentlemen.
Fate of the Furious, folks.
Amazing.
We did it.
We did
heroes.
So, Jay, 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Where are you at?
11 out of 10.
Oh, we got 11 out of 10.
Family out of 10.
Family out of 10. Boom.
Really, I thought I felt like it would be Fate out of 10.
Ooh, I hate you.
Sorry. Yeah. I
don't know.
You see yourself out.
Just for the
jump
submarine,
out
just for the submarine chase, I would rate it pretty high. Just because it's like this is the moment where literally it jumped the shark. Like he
tried to jump the submarine, couldn't get it all the way over.
Get all the way over. We'll get it on the next one. Fast 11.
Yeah. Well, because I think there's a submarine in the next one.
The submarine's part of the Cabal now. That's the thing. It's going to come back.
The submarine's literally it shows up at the end of the most recent movie.
Wow, spoilers.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it? What are you doing on this podcast?
What are you doing on this podcast?
You're too busy watching Red 1, you asshole. Yeah. Brought it back.
That's brought it back.
I guess Ken went with The Rock in the divorce.
Yeah. I went to go
chose the wrong parent.
I went to go watch Faster with The Rock instead of watching
I watched that too. But yeah.
So yeah, that was thank
Pat,
you for
what did you think of it?
What's up?
It definitely was a movie that existed.
Did you feel represented with Eastwood?
Of course.
Or did you want Brian back?
I actually
Brian or Eastwood
would have preferred Brian, but at least I could actually relate to the movie when Eastwood was on the screen. When he was not on the screen, I didn't even know what was happening. I was so confused.
Was it the nepetism?
That's my favorite part.
Sweet aroma of nepotism.
Oh yeah, not like he earned it.
Yummy nepo
like
baby.
He earned it. This is like part of the way through 7. I remember thinking like, this is very ridiculous. I'm still enjoying it's ridiculous. This is the one where the ridiculousness has reached a point of no return. I know it's been ridiculous for a long time, but this was like what are we even doing here? Like, what is ridiculous? I don't understand.
The ridiculousness said, "Hold my beer." I can get even crazier.
Yeah, they added another blade, which was hacked.
It does make God damn it. It does make me wonder the sort of like multiverse question of like Fast and the Furious was clearly sort of brought off of Point Break, right? Like that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Is like,
admittedly so. I think they've said that that was where it was based out of, in the idea too that Brian being that Keanu Reeves character, like it's like we can just do that again and like add a little bit of difference to it and go with it.
But so, like, what would this have been if Point Break turned into the Fast and Furious franchise? Like, how ridiculous would each iteration be of Point Break, and how many celebrities do you think they would bring in?
I mean, eventually we would have gotten to something like akin to Triple X, the Return of Xander Cage.
No.
Like that's the
no.
That's
you know what we get? No, what we get is John Wick.
Oh, you're saying using the cast, like if you just go back to that original.
Yeah, you just it goes along with John Wick, because John Wick does the same thing. It introduces new celebrity characters with each subsequent what you call it, and he's unstoppable.
So what you're saying to me is that Johnny Utah becomes a hitman and then changes his name to go into hiding.
Well, there's a reason why his first name is John still.
There's definitely a point where Sandra Bullock, like in part 4 after Speed has come out, where Sandra Bullock is like the bad guy / love interest.
Oh, that's so good.
And Gary Busey is the Mr. Nobody.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Utah, Wick, give me 2. 2.
Or was it Dennis Hopper? Is that what was in Speed? Does he show up again?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we did see him get beheaded. That's a tough one to come back from.
Fair enough.
They showed that.
You're right. You're right.
That one counted.
Do we get his partner from the first one that gets blown up, but just like just burned a la Decker? I'm sorry, Owen Shaw.
Yeah, with the Dumb and Dumber hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lloyd.
Half hurt, Dumb and Dumber hair.
Great.
That's awesome.
That's like Point Break 7, breaking points.
Breaking points.
I was gonna say, how many different titles can you spin up a Point Break?
2 Point, 2 Break.
Point Break.
Point Break. Santa Monica Drift. Point and Break.
Point and break. Or you just do Point Break again.
Yeah. 0.5.
You added the
point you break. Yeah.
Ooh, I like that one. Pointed and broken.
There we go. Broken point.
Ooh. What is that? What
Point,
like 8 movies?
BR8.
Start adding numbers in it.
There you go.
I like that. It's perfect. We gotta get this franchise up and going, guys. Sitting on gold here.
Someone contact Patrick Swayze's estate. We're gonna need CGI this.
No, we'll pull a Brian. We'll name everybody Patrick Swayze and not show him.
Not even Bodie. We're just naming him Patrick Swayze.
I named him Patrick. I don't know. It means.
I do like to think at the end of part 8, in the script, it literally said that it started where the kid's name was Paul. And no, that doesn't make sense. We have to cross it out. Give it to Brian.
I think his daughter came in and wrote it Brian. It makes more sense.
God damn it, another crayon.
At one point, does like Keanu and Sandra Bullock have a kid and they name him Harry just after his buddy who passed in the very first film? Like, like, oh yeah, we named him Harry. Yeah. It's like, but Harry's still alive though.
It's fine.
But so then, would they in every film like still be the ex-presidents, and they would just keep expanding the cast? So it's like Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, Richard Nixon, Barack Obama, like George W. Bush.
When they reset, because I think the next movie 2, they are the vice presidents, and I think 3 they're like Secretary of States, and then at 4 they reset.
Speaker of the House.
So we're just like secretly teaching everyone about American history.
Yes,
a little bit of civics.
Great,
yeah,
love it.
You're like, who the hell? The Speaker of the House, really? All right. What do you even fucking know who that mask is?
The one that comes out in 2003, they're probably reality star masks.
Ooh. You think so?
And that, there's like a Tila Tequila, and
oh shit,
Tila Tequila,
pre-Nazi Tila.
Yeah.
No, not Tila.
That is like a whole new sentence. Tequila.
That is a sentence that did not make sense in 1991. That is for certain.
Makes sense now.
Does it?
Oh, it makes sense.
Fair enough. She's just ahead of the game, guys. She's just ahead of the game. She saw where it was going. The arc of time.
She's like, this. If history repeats itself, I might as well be on the
her
winning
and Kanye
team.
trying to rush to the end point.
Oh, God.
I, for one, welcome our overlords.
Of course, Pat would.
Of course,
He's been waiting. Can we come out of hiding yet? No, not now. Okay, I'll wait another
What's
year.
the Simpsons reporter name? Ken. What's?
Ken Burns?
Oh, oh God.
The one that welcomes their new alien overlords.
Yeah. Does his last name start with a B?
Brockman. Kent Brockman.
Ken Brockman.
Yes,
Yeah.
There we go.
It like clicked for me. Sorry.
I knew it started with a B. I just couldn't figure out the rest of it. Well, we want to thank you for hanging out with us again. It's been fun as usual. You'll have you on for the next one. I think I've laughed this much in a long time. At least since the last one we did.
The last one was a lot, guys. I was like tearing up.
We went through 2/3 of that movie. We're like, we still got another third, ladies and gentlemen. Meet us back here for another 2 hours.
Just to give you how this went, the first couple, I think we did 2 in one episode.
Yeah.
And then as the movies
did them
became
a bit
more
dirty.
ridiculous, they have expanded in the scope.
Well, they've also expanded in plot too. Because remember, the first one was like, hey, we're still in VCRs, and this guy likes my sister. That's basically the gist of the first movie. We got to the third one. It was at least like, oh, he had to change school because he's a troublemaker in Japan. That was about it. After the fourth one, it's like, hey, your girlfriend lost her mind, and now she's back to kill you. Like it's getting a little weird.
It's like soap opera now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jay, where can people find you, follow you?
Yes.
Stalk you.
So I just started a YouTube channel. So Towel Brigade on YouTube. Yeah, I released our first video where it was just supposed to be a studio test, and then we just ended up going for 45 minutes.
There you go.
Talking about video
Congratulations.
games. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to be doing like an art and music sort of thing every week. So yeah, Towel Brigade on YouTube, Instagram, and Blue Sky. So
and Twitch.
Oh, and Twitch. And Twitch. Jesus, the one thing I do every week. And I don't mention it. Oh my God.
You can find me on WhatsApp.
Here's my cell phone number. Just reach out.
And my social, make sure you write this one down.
You can email me.
What was your first pet's name? Just curious.
Got no blog spot you can go to.
Find me on Pinoy Mingle. It's .com.
Pinoy Mingle.
I'm still floating on Tumblr.
Take my old
that should exist if it doesn't. I should. Why have I not just like? I should need to buy that domain. That's money in the bank.
Put you in my top 8.
There you go.
Yeah. Hit at me in my top 8. Yeah. Check out the new tracks on my Winamp.
Kicks the llama's ass.
Kicks the llama's ass.
I hope you change the visuals around
every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes,
man. Yeah,
that was one of the best things. Like,
that never slowed down your computer. That wasn't a RAM resource hog.
Had to have so many animated GIFs that would cause people to have seizures. Yeah, every time.
I just had tons of Dragon Ball skins that were unnecessary.
I mean,
what that is? Is that golden hair? What the fuck?
I had to listen to music while I updated my live journal. Okay, guys, like I don't know what you were doing. But we did.
Listen,
I was too busy. I am and everybody. Yes, that damn door opening and closing every 15 minutes.
Oh my goodness, those were the days.
God, we're old.
Good night, everybody.
We really are old. Yeah.
Good night, everyone. We're gonna go take back meds, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Take a nap.
For family.
Yeah. If you want to find us next time, just go to geocities.com/tangential and you'll find our site.
Or
there'll be a little bubble spinning in the bottom.
Yeah.
Or use your necklace tracker.
Yeah.
You
can always find us with your necklace.
There you go.
Night, everyone.
Night.